guys, and welcome to Laws of the Enchantress. Hope you guys can see me okay. And I'm here. I just want to announce two things. I am so happy to be launching Course 7. I hear it, I can't believe we're up to Course 7, but I want to say a big thank you to all of my followers, my subscribers. And if you're not familiar with the Laws of Enchantress, it is a lifetime membership program based on love, success, self-healing, self-confidence, and truly getting the Black woman where she needs to be in terms of success. My entire platform is based on self-love, self-confidence, self-respect, which I believe is the foundation for any of your success before you can embark on anything. And for Course 7, we're going to be going into the new year. So we're going to be doing planning and maintenance and goal setting for the new year. So you can actually make 2019 the best year you ever had. I know I'm going to have an amazing 2019, and every Black woman's entitled to have the same excitement, love, success, and prosperity in their life in every single way. And I'm just really excited. So my members who are in my group, it is a lifetime membership. Means once you join, there's new courses every 2 weeks. I partner with matchmakers, relationship experts. We discuss popular topics, we talk about books, and we have several different private groups. And the biggest one I'm promoting now is the weight loss group, because I know going into the new year, everybody wants to get healthy, but people tend to make fictitious, frivolous, and really bullshit, I don't know how to say it, bullshit plans, and they never fall through. The purpose is to go planning and make sure we know how to set those goals, follow those goals, and implement our SMART goals. So if you're interested in joining the program, you can just link me here. It's a one-time investment of $199, and we do have payment plans, and again, it's a lifetime membership, and it covers several different things, and the courses are ongoing. And my favorite part is the support page, which is the Law of Attraction membership, Law of Enchantress. It never stops, so it's really good, and it's a great accumulation of amazing Black women. So I just wanted to say that first. I do want to talk about this topic, and the topic today is, are Black women too difficult? Are Black women too harsh? Are Black women expecting too much? And are Black women to blame for their own lack of happiness? So why is Black marriages so susceptible to divorce? So hey Kalinda, how you doing? I want to cover these topics, especially going to 2019, and especially that my platform is based on self-love, self-healing. Gummy bears, I love gummy bears. And I'm gonna keep it real. So this is also gonna be a Connie After Dark. For you, for those of you who haven't seen my Connie After Dark, it's basically when I just drink my drink. Today's drink is a strawberry daiquiri, and I chill and I keep it mad real. So let me just start off by saying, I wish, I'm going to say I wish Black women were difficult. I wish that Black women were too harsh, and I do wish that Black women would expect too much. And I'm saying this from a neutral standpoint, because I think that we are very susceptible and very vulnerable to the stereotypes, and a lot of us don't really interact with other demographics to do a fair compare and contrast. We just don't. So if you go by what you see on TV, in social media, if you go by what's in mainstream, about what you hear about in music, how we're spoken about, I think anybody on the outside might have that presumption. But it's hard for me as a Black woman to fathom how can other Black women think this. Because if you're that harsh, if you're that difficult, to me, what does that difficulty entail? What does that harshness entail? What's happening for it to be so harsh? What are you demanding? Marriage? Are you demanding to be provided for? Are you asking for financials? What is it that is difficult? Because I see us having children from men who don't marry us, from men who don't respect us. I see us having children and we're not protected, we're not provided. I see us working. I'm just telling you the facts. I'm not telling you what I want to see. I'm just telling you the facts. I don't want to bore you and read off the sheet. I can actually read off United States Government Census Bureau and labor reports. Black women are also overrepresented in the workforce, which means that we're only 8% of the American population, but we make up about 30 to 40% of the workforce, which means that we're actually working more than we exist in the demographics. which means that even though there's only 8% black women in a lot of low-level jobs and entry-level jobs and entrepreneurships, we're present. So I'm trying to understand, why would another black woman think that? And I guess if I just go by popular propaganda, music, urban culture, if I was an alien that came to Earth and I had like 15 days to gather information on black women, and I don't go to actual statistics and data and research, and just go to superficial means like TVs and videos and music, yeah, I probably would get that too. But you're not demanding anything. If anything, you're over accommodating. You're not having these ridiculous expectations. If anything, you don't have none. You don't have none. And I'm not blaming you, because how are you supposed to have expectations when you don't have expectations? You're being told your expectations are too high. So how are you supposed to have expectations when what you have is nothing, but it's acknowledged as having it as too much? It's like the reality of black women are not even known to black women. The reality of your suffering, of your death, the reality of your depression, the reality of that black women in this nation, as I speak, are dying in childbirth astronomically because they're not represented, they're not protected, they're not presented. Nobody cares. It's getting so bad that people are actually going to Congress and speaking on the Senate floor about the epidemic. The Centers for Disease Control has said it's a state of emergency. So I'm trying to understand, what is it that black women are expecting? Because if I'm a man and I see a woman as not being good enough for anything, I'm not going to have a child with her. I'm not going to sleep with her. I'm not even going to try to have a relationship with her. I'm just telling you, probably men think differently, but I'm just thinking like a logical human being. If there's something that's a problem, I avoid it. And I wish that was the situation, because you have 72% of black women not being loved, cared, provided for, having children out of wedlock. You have 80% of black women in this nation who are heads of their household. And it's almost essential that they work. So I'm trying to understand where this harsh, if you leave something alone, it has no choice but to toughen up to survive. If you leave anything that's soft and gentle, it has no choice but to become protective, or it'll die. You have to evolve and meet your environment. And the environment is not okay for black women to be a woman. And the saddest thing is, there's nothing more beautiful. There is nothing more incredible. In the Laws of Enchantress program, we learn that. We come into that. We take it step by step. There's nothing more beautiful than a healed and continuously healing whole feminine black woman. We see the difference with Ciara, from Ciara to Future to Ciara to Russell. Regardless of the drama, no man can deny the stark differences in Ciara's appearance, in terms of her face, her glow, her smile. She is glowing. No man can deny that there's a leadership, a silent leadership from Russell, who is the man, who is the leader in that marriage. No man can deny that. If any man looks at that, and I don't care what the issues you have, this is a bigger issue. Because black women need to understand, in order for you to have success in any realm of your life, you have to do self-healing. And self-healing is only sponsored by self-love. And you can't have confidence, respect, or anything if you don't love yourself. And the sad thing is, when I talk about this in the Laws of Enchantress program, when I get new members, so many black women think self-love is complete garbage. And that's the terrifying part. You want this love and admiration and respect from the world. But when it comes to yourself, you think it's garbage. How do you expect the world to love you and receive you and honor you if you can't do it to yourself? I know it sounds like a fortune cookie. I know it sounds like some cliche stuff that you get. It sounds like some scratch and sniff, but it's imperative. You are comparing yourself to women who go to self-help courses. You are comparing yourself to women who go to feminine workshops. You're comparing yourself to women who go to spa retreats. You know how I know? Because I go. And whenever I go to a spa retreat, whenever I go to, exactly, Kalinda, exactly. Whenever I go to a spa retreat, whenever I go to a feminine workshop in New York or Manhattan, I'm normally the only minority there. I can't even say black person. I don't see anyone. And we talk about everybody else, but we don't talk about what happens behind the scenes. The world's a stage. Everybody's operating behind the scenes. No one loves therapy more than white people. White people put their dogs in therapy. White people put their cats in therapy. They love therapy for everything. Their kids go to therapy, they frogs, they desk, they draw. And I'm not trying to be funny. The fact is, we like to glamorize the success, but we don't like to talk about the work. And people do put in work to get to where they want to go. And no woman in the world has the most abusive, neglectful, violent, abusive relationship with herself more than the black woman. The most abusive relationship we have is a lack of self-love, the lack of self-respect, and the lack of self-realization. We lack awareness. So when I say black women asking these questions about other black women and even supporting the idea that maybe we're too difficult and maybe we're too harsh and maybe this, if that's the case, we wouldn't have 90% of the problems. I wish the black woman was too picky. I wish she was too selective. I wish she was too difficult because I want to see my sisters having children for men who don't provide, who don't protect, who don't lead. I wish I can take a magic wand and give my black sisters, some kind of X-Men power. Who's that? Who's the one who could walk through walls? Shadow Cat. And I want black women to spend a couple of days just walking through the homes of non-black Americans. You're the only woman who thinks being provided and protected is something big. You're the only woman who thinks your husband actually defending, protecting, and leading is a quagmire. We're the only women leading like this. So of course, if you're not allowed to be vulnerable and soft and gentle, and you're not allowed to hurt and cry, you're gonna evolve into something protective because you need to survive. And what the Laws of Enchantress program teaches you is to fall back. Take yourself out of those systems that don't allow you to be a woman. Don't stop being a woman, but direct that feminine central energy to the right people. I don't care if that man is black. I don't care if that man is white. I don't care if that man is Indian, Asian, polka dot, Neapolitan, ice cream. I don't care. I really don't care. It's not my business where you find self-fulfillment, respect, and adoration. I love Russell and Ciara. I love Obama and Michelle. You know, exactly. I love Kalinda, but it's not even that. I know girls, I'm not going to say names, but I know girls who blame the Christian faith and they find, and these same girls are doing Afrocentric stuff and they haven't learned to love themselves and they still getting played, they're still getting trashed. It starts from inside of you. It doesn't matter what the outside is. You can't get over not learning to love yourself. You cannot defeat the war of self-hate. You have to heal. And not just heal, have a continuous pattern of healing. I went through this. I experienced this as a black woman. I thought I was safe. I thought I was confident. I really thought that I had my shit together, and I did not. Not until someone tried to love me. And the more this person expressed love to me, the more I bugged out because I was like, I was not secure. I was not confident because I'd never been shown in my modern life, besides my parents, that black women are worthy of being loved, adored, and treasured, and protected, and provided. I never felt that. So when it started to happen for me, I almost ruined the best thing that ever came into my life because I couldn't handle it as a woman. I became paranoid and anxiety and asking questions, and I had no trust. It took so much self-inner work to build that trust. And it's not just building, ladies. It's continuously. So when I see black women asking these questions, are we too difficult? Are we too harsh? Are we expecting too much? I'm reading here. Are we to blame for our own lack of happiness? Why are black marriages so vulnerable? Are we to blame? And you are a black woman. On the other side, you want to complain about how tough it is. You want to complain about how unfair it is. Which one is it? If you are a black woman, you should come to the cold realization how tough it is and have compassion for your sisters. Have love for your sisters. 2019 is coming. Forgive your sisters. Let go. I see us forgiving men who cheat on us, who hurt us, who even do physical things to us. It's time for us to start loving one another. And if you can't get a whole group, cut that dead weight down and turn 100 people into two and focus on healing and supporting one another. You don't have to keep doing a repeat. But when I see black women talking about these things, and I know for a fact, because I am one and I've traveled more than enough, that if we were harsh and difficult, we wouldn't even get the chance to get pregnant. We wouldn't even get the chance for the guy to stick around long enough to sleep with us. We wouldn't get this stuff is coming at the end. It should come in the beginning. If you're trying to avoid something, when I don't want to get involved, I avoid it altogether. I don't even touch it. I act like it's hot, like ouch. I don't touch it. This is the things that black women are asking for are giving freely in many other demographics. And the fact is, you don't know your feminine worth. If you discovered the magic and the power of feminine healing, you would never sell yourself short. First of all, most intelligent, abundant men, despite the race, know that having a positive, loving woman, a wife, a girlfriend, it's some of the most amazing energy you can get. Masculine energy feeds off of feminine energy. Women are the sacred receiver. Men are the sacred provider. And I'm claiming in Course 7, 2019, to be the year of the black woman, where we start to rise in our greatness, where we start to walk right back to our femininity. You are born feminine. And I want to tell you what femininity is not. Femininity is not the way you style your hair. Femininity is not the way you wear lipstick. Femininity is not putting on a dress and twirling around the house like strawberry shortcake. It comes from inside. You could be sensual bald-headed, and you could be sensual with dreads. You could be sensual with dreads or a yaki weave down to your booty. You could be sensual with relaxed hair straight. It's inside. It's something that you are born with, but because of abuse and neglect and lack of self-love, because you weren't taught as a black woman the value of investing in yourself, investing aggressively in yourself, you fall short. Other women who we are talking about, I'm just going to keep it real. They go to spa retreats. They're proactive with their mental health. They have stress, but guess what? Every other week they go into some spa retreat. They go to get massages and hot rocks on their back and suction cups, all kinds of like essential oriental treats. They're doing things constantly. They're going to spas. They're taking care of themselves. And what are we doing for ourselves as black women before you compare and contrast? I read something in Forbes that says the average American spends $100,000 in self-care, exempt of minorities. So before you are harsh on yourself, what are you doing as a sacred receiver? What are you giving to yourself? Are you loving yourself every day? Are you saying positive affirmations? How are you reinforcing your confidence? What are you giving to you? We are so limited with ourselves. There's workshops that cost thousands of dollars. How do I know? Because I've joined. And I want to see. And I have a hard time connecting because no one looks like me. But it's fascinating to see women so eager to invest in themselves, so eager to make sure they get everything, even women who you don't even think got problems. And this is how they keep balanced. This is how they keep their feminine energy recharged. This is how they keep sensual. This is how they keep, some type of moderation. But the black woman, no one gives. Oh gosh, Tisha, let me drink, because you got, this is Connie After Dark. Let me drink. You said the magic word, submission, so let me take a drink of the tequila and the rum in here. Let's talk about submission. My followers are probably going to giggle because they know what's going to happen. Let me tell you what submission. There's negative submission and there's positive submission. There's good and bad in every realm. So for all the black women, oh my God, submission. Every woman on this planet will submit. That's the horrible truth. But the good thing about it, if you're proactive, you can have positive submission or negative submission. So let me walk you through negative submission. Negative submission, spending $300 to $400 on an outfit to go to a place where the menu crushes up like tissue paper and has a kiddie menu. Negative submission, spending hours to get ready for a date. And you have no idea what that guy wants from you. You can't ask. He's leading where he wants to go. And all he wants is some sex. And you there thinking you're going to get treated like a princess. Negative submission, having a baby for a man that you want to be married to, but you're not. Who won't give you his last name, but you got to give his son his last name, but he skips your ass. Negative submission. Working, being a mother, being a fake wife, doing all the duties, working 40 hours a week and working at home. Because I tried to babysit my friend's kids and I could not wait till she came back from Walmart because being a stay-at-home mom ain't nothing about staying home. That is a full job. I don't have kids. I got a 21-pound cat who I can barely manage. So I say God bless you to all the black women who are doing 2 jobs and not even a wife. Negative submission. Negative submission. When you are out there dating a 3, 4, 5, oh shit, 6, 7, 8, 9, I'll stop. Okay? 10 years or more with no ring, no last name, no life insurance, nothing at all. Hey, Batisha, what's up? Nothing at all. Negative submission. I could go on and on. Being called a baby mama when you want to be his wife. Hey, Vera, negative submission. Spending hundreds of dollars on hair, on MAC makeup, on your outfit, on your shoes, on your purse, where he won't even take you out for a decent dinner and doesn't have a TV and a bar. Negative submission. When you're not being courted for marriage, you don't even know what's going on and you're scared to ask, God forbid. Negative submission. We are the woman. It is our role to be the sacred receiver. Knowing your role and understanding your role empowers you. Because once you know you're going to receive, it gives you the right to pick and choose. Once you make it aware that you are going to be taking in something, it gives you the right and the empowerment to be selective. Thank you, Sandy. To be selective. It gives you the right to say yes and no. And guess what? The men in your life, if they're intelligent, they'll respect that. Let me tell you about oxytocin. Look it up. Oxytocin is a submission hormone that black women have in abundance. Your biology works against you, my sisters, which means you are going to fall in love or have feelings regardless, because this is how humanity ensures the continuation. So if you keep denying this, this is how y'all sisters get caught up. We're just having fun. I'm just seeing him. It happened to all of us. No, we're just messing around. It's okay. I know he's not no good, but you know, girl, I'm bored. 6 months later, you in the worst relationship of your life. And some of us don't even get out. We have a child for this man. And you really looking back and you pulling your hair out and you have negative self-esteem and you're feeling bad. It's not your fault. No one coached you. No one trained you. No one has guided you. That you are the feminine sacred receiver. You will receive. But if you plan, if you empower, if you take pride in that, you can be proactive and say, okay, I got to increase my odds. What am I looking for? But that takes self-love, self-confidence, time, self-freaking care. That's why these other women spend billions of dollars going to spas, going to retreats, going to feminine workshops. You think I'm lying? Do the research, and we don't go. We don't go. We do everything else but go because we're too busy giving, and that's why we get so harsh and cold and angry, because we're not receiving, and that is your feminine role. You are the holy, sacred, feminine receiver. No matter what faith you go in, women are always giving life. We're always in water. We're always giving because we're meant to receive. It's a balance. But when I see people talking about submissive, even the way that we bring life into this world, it's a submissive position. You have to open up. You have to lay back. You got to be vulnerable. Use that knowledge to empower yourself so you have the confidence and the pride to know I have a right to be selective. I have a right to pick and choose. I have a right to get what I deserve. But when you don't understand there's negative submission and positive submission, you're gonna get yourself messed up. Negative submission, wearing your hair nice, putting on perfume, wearing a nice outfit. For a guy that's gonna see 10 of you in a week. Negative submission, going out with a guy, not having a title, smashing without a title, going out with a guy for a year or so, never meeting the friends or family. Nothing. Nothing. Negative submission is all around us. It's all around. If you're a woman, you're supposed to be getting courted and dated and pursued. If that's not happening, negative submission. You dating without a mission, negative submission. This is all things that you need to learn as a woman. And I learned this through taking the coaching courses. And this, if you like this is a fraction of what I bring to my sisters in the Laws of Enchantress program. And it's a lifetime program. Nothing will protect you more than loving yourself and honoring yourself and knowing you deserve whatever it is. And that goes for success, that goes for weight loss, that goes for anything on this planet. You can't start without including you first. And you first means honoring you. Oh, so positive submission. I love this. Positive submission, being courted, being dated, knowing why you're dating. The guy dating you, suing you for marriage. Positive submission, being able to be feminine, being able to stay home and raise your children, invest in your children, and the man provide. Your man's a provider. Your man's a leader. He honors you. He respects you. He endures you. Positive submission. You see what happened to Ciara with Russell? That's positive submission. You see how she laid back? You see how she's super feminine, super soft? That is natural biology. When a man is doing the right thing, it adjusts. Do you see how she looks softer in the face? Even though it's 4 years later, she looks younger. And what has changed in Ciara exactly? We talk about this in the Laws of Enchantress program over and over. What changed? Everybody's screaming, level up. What exactly changed? Look at what changed. What changed was that she learned to love herself. Because we're doing the Ciara factor right now, which is called healing and manifesting. Yeah, so exactly. Negative submission. Positive submission can only happen as a reaction. So when you see my sisters acting up, when you see my sisters being tough, that's not natural. I'm not making it up. It's not in any woman's, forget about black, it's not in any woman's DNA to be aggressive. We do not have a big part of testosterone. If you have too much testosterone, it can actually lead to biological and medical issues. We are not built to be aggressive and confrontational. These are learned behaviors because we have received negatively, because we've been participating in negative submission. And this is why to learn self-love, to learn self-confidence, to learn to embrace the feminine sacred. Because when you embrace the feminine sacred, you understand the duality of male and female. You understand the limitations. And we have limitations, and so do men. But right now, men are being oversaturated without having any expectations met, without having any femininity that's there. You have alpha women and you have alpha men because we have disgraced the feminine sacred. That's why the world is going crazy. We have disgraced, and no other demographic more so than the black woman has been decimated with that femininity. We think being feminine is weak. We think crying is weak. We think showing emotion is weak. We think being soft and being vulnerable is weak. We're almost embarrassed to be women because of the situations and the environments, and that takes away your power. When you realize that you are the sacred receiver, when you realize you are the feminine divine, and you have the purest, most central, powerful energy of sacred femininity on the planet. We'll talk about that next. When you learn that in the Laws of Enchantress program, when you actually understand why, piece by piece, this is fact and scientifically true, you understand there is power in your femininity. There is power. There's positive submission, means he puts a ring on it. Positive submission, means he don't date you for 4 or 5 years. Positive submission, means he's not gonna, you have a mission, you know what's happening. Positive submission means he embraces and respects your feminine divine. He knows that he needs a feminine energy in that household to make him successful, to make him proactive, to make him masculinely stronger. Think about it. Look at the most successful men. Look at the most wealthy men, men who have financial stuff in abundance. And we're not focusing on them, but I'm using them as an example. Do you see men from the NBA saying, I gotta date women from the NBA? Do you see male football players saying, I gotta date another female football player or a brolic female athlete? These men have everything. And when a man has everything, what do they want? Beauty. And we don't understand, as black women, what beauty, what is actual beauty? Beauty is nothing but the physical personification of femininity. That's it. I'll say it again. Beauty is nothing but the physical personification of femininity. And a lot of these young girls have this feminine power by default. Because when you're young, you're expected to play around with your hair and put on makeup and do all this stuff. You're expected. So by default, you're feminine. It's not that men like beauty. What they don't understand is that beautiful women tend to be feminine. But any woman watching this video has the power to be feminine. Any woman watching this video has a power because we're born that way. To take care of yourself and invest in yourself. Any woman, I know a lot of physically feminine but emotionally alpha women. I won't say their names. They're beautiful, they are gorgeous. But when you talk to them, when you hear their mannerisms, when you hear how they interact, when you hear how they get mad, because there is feminine ways to express. But we have taken pride in defeating the feminine sacred because we think being feminine is bad. We think, some black women think femininity is not real either. That it's not, it'll make you weak. It'll make you bad. It'll make you get walking all over. How can what you are be weak? How are we doing right now? How are we doing with 72% of babies out of wedlock? How are we doing right now? How do you feel? You feel safe? You feel protected? You feel provided? How are you doing with only 29% of black women getting married according to the 2015 United States Census? How are you feeling? You feel good? Where's the men in the community to protect, to provide, and lead? Where are they? You feel good right now because you're living in this world as a black woman without this leadership. How do you feel? The most disturbing thing, I think, the most serious thing, is that black women are dying in childbirth. And not just 1 or 2, we're talking about astronomically. In my state of New York, we have a 12 times rate of dying than other demographics. And I said to myself, black women are dying. You heard about Serena almost dying. Judge Hatchett, her daughter-in-law died. We just had another woman a few days ago, married. And that's how shit spills over. I'll get into that. Married, who died, giving birth to twins. Now her husband, and she's a sister, has to raise the baby alone. So you're probably saying, what the hell does it got to do with black women too difficult and black women too harsh? What does it got to do with anything, Connie? I came to hear about us. How are we doing? It has everything to do because, sister, everything's connected. One cause. There's always a cause and effect and a consequence for any actions we do, for anyone, but more so than us. With a lack of men in our lives, we don't have nobody representing us, without anybody lobbying for us. It's about respect. It's about demographics and economics and politics. Serena don't got money. Beyonce don't got money. Beyonce had complications too. She was ignored. If you live in a society where you're not seen as feminine, where you're not seen as protected, where you're not seen as provided, where you're not seen as a feminine woman. That's what happens. It doesn't matter how much money you have. Shit, it don't even matter if you're married because they don't treat the marriage. It's the overall energy. And that's the price we're paying for negative submission. To the point where black women in her most vulnerable state giving birth. And you got black women thinking they can escape it. I'm married. I'm doing well. Black women of all economic brackets. The research made the adjustment, and guess what? They don't listen to black women pain. They don't listen to black women feeling bad. Because guess what? Guess what? You're not used to being vulnerable. You're not used to being feminine. You're not used to talking about your feelings and expressing yourself. You're used to being harsh and angry, and you can't identify yourself outside of your trauma. You got hurt in the past, you keep it with you. You wear it with you. You put that shit on your bag and you trek with that shit. And then when you want to show vulnerability, it's like a blue moon. It's like a red moon. They're not used to hearing you as a black woman cry and say, this hurts, I need help. Or I need this. They're not used to it. All they get to see and all they view you as, even if it's not true for you, is this tough, invincible, strong, She-Ra, Incredible Hulk, Rogue, X-Men, Captain America, female. That's never supposed to feel pain. That never shows vulnerability. So when you're in this hospital, even with your husband, let me see what you said, swirling diva. Do you think society plays our roles when black women says, oh gosh, it disappeared? Could you write it again? Why does it disappear so fast? So I think you were saying, does society play a role? Most definitely. I think society plays a role. Definitely, because there is a negative discriminatory mantra that black women are super hard. Terminator 2, Liquid Metal, Arnold Schwarzenegger, hard. And that's why we as black women have to be reactive and proactive. We can't ignore the mainstream. We can't ignore and follow, I hate to say it, Becky. We can't follow her because we don't have the past. We don't have get out of whole jail free card. That get out of whole jail free card like Kim Kardashian, like other demographics. We can't mimic them. Because if we do what they do, we will be judged differently. And it's not about being negative, it's about having common sense and acting accordingly, knowing what's out there, playing the game right. I see too many black women living in extremes. Okay, swirling diva. When people say black women aren't feminine, they usually refer to American black women. Foreign black women are seen as more feminine. Okay, got you. Whew. Face it, YouTube is not playing. They took, okay, so again, that's another stereotype. As someone who has traveled, as someone who's been to Africa, I've been to a few countries in Africa, so hello, Ghana, and Nigeria, and Senegal, and South Africa, and Egypt, and Monaco, okay? So a few countries, and I've been all over. It is a stereotype. It is a stereotype that is needed to oppress and suppress black women. When you think about sensuality, you think about the black woman. They take from her and give her no acknowledgement. Right now you got the full booty craze that's being appropriated. You got the curve craze that's being appropriated. You got the full lips craze that's being appropriated. You even have the natural hair craze, because I'm in New York and I see a lot of urban younger demographics rocking locks and, you know, teasing their hair to be a certain texture, to look like an afro. If you're not in these big trendy cities, you probably won't see it, but I am in that type of environment. So you have to understand, black women have been the face of class and sophistication much longer than they've been the face of Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, and Black China. We have been Claire Huxtable much longer than we have been Cardi B. We have been Coretta Scott King much longer than we have been Trina. We have been Dorothy Dandridge much longer than we have been Eve when she was a stripper. You have to understand that these systems are put into place because it's what sells. It's capitalism. America likes smut. It's what sells. The fast music and the fast rapping, sex sells. We can't deny that. But they don't care about the negative effects of having the over-sexualization of a demographic. So on the outside, you may say, oh, we're seen as this here and seen as that here. Everybody has negative connotations, but in America, they play upon that. And it's absolutely not true. I have never met in my life a black woman who's just stripping and twerking 8 to 5, 9 to 5. In my life, I don't see these women. It doesn't coexist. Black women are the #1 growing segment of entrepreneurs in the United States of America. Black women hold the most degrees. We're the most educated segment in the United States of America. You can't have both. It takes persistence and discipline to have these things in life. And we're not being acknowledged. There's so much going on that is amazing. You got a black woman who has natural hair and locks, who's actually discovering an alternative route to cure cancer, to kill cancer cells. And nobody knows this. I post it on my Laws of Enchantress page all the time. If you're waiting for society to empower you, if you're waiting for society to uplift you, if you're waiting for society to tell you the benefits and what you're doing and your contributions to this country, you're going to be waiting a long time, because we have been the feminine. They copy our styles. They copy our fashions. They copy our way of life. They copy us, and they switch and bait and give us a culture that doesn't belong to us. And that's why we have so much calamity, because no one wants to do 2 hours of research or 3 hours of research or 4 hours of research. All this chaos we see right now, here and now, is completely brand new. It has not been around for more than 50, 60 years. If it wasn't, we would have been dead. What we're doing right now in this very minute for the past 20, 30, 40 years is not sustainable. If this was how it always has been and always was, we wouldn't exist. We would go the way of Native Americans. We would go the way of Taino Indians and the Incans and the Mayans. You look around, where they at though? Where they at? They're not here. What we're doing now is not sustainable. We're actually regressing, not progressing. We're actually falling back on progress. And the black woman is the missing element. The black woman is the missing element. I hate to say it, but I was reading Forbes magazine, and it was on LinkedIn too. Let me see if I can pull it up. And this is a type of story that make some of my followers mad at me. But like I told you, I'm fact-based. I'm very neutral. So I'm always looking for advancements in African American demographics. So I was on LinkedIn, and they said for the first time in the past 15, 20 years, you have 2.5 African American men who are actually in the upper middle class ranking, which means they're making an income of $150,000 or higher. That's a lot of money. And I know there's about 45 million African Americans, 25 million women, and 20 men. So 2.5 million is very small, but it's still, what are they doing? Success. Shit. Take a look at it. So when I look at that demographic, according to the United States Census Bureau, 94% of those men were married. They said a black man being in a healthy marriage is equivalent to a bachelor's in terms of productivity. I'll say it again. A black man being happily married is equivalent to a bachelor's. That's the power of the feminine duality. A healthy marriage means a black, healthy, feminine, sacred. It means a happy pum-pum. It means feminine energy that goes back into his masculinity. He needs that alpha to compete in the corporate world. He needs that alpha to compete and have the confidence. He needs it, white or black. And this is why you see other demographics of men being proactive and providing, because there's something special that happens in a healthy home. This is why when I did my research, I did a video called Why a Wife Can Make You Rich. And remember, I'm Hatshepsut. That's where I come from. And whether you trust me or not, Everything that I tell you is researchable, and I use the Pew Research. I use the Census Bureau. I use the Department of Labor. I don't use no fictitious. I use like the corniest black and white United States Library of Science and Nutrition. I go to the black and white of it because I do not want to have neutral information that is pretending to be neutral, but it's really no. So it's showing that 2.5 million for the first time are getting out of these systems, and they weren't rich. They didn't start rich, and they had some type of discipline or balance. These men regularly attended church, or were part of the military earlier, or were college graduates. But the most defining factor was their passion to lead and provide. Because if you got to provide and be proactive, you're going to become rich. Because if you're planning to take care of a family of 5 versus yourself, you're going to produce more wealth and generational wealth and legacy building. These men are actually, in their own lifetime, passing off massive fortunes. So when I talk about negative submission, being with a guy who doesn't have a vision, being with a man, you saw Kayla, that's why I said I'm very fair. I might lose some followers. I know some of y'all, are like, I know some of y'all, Nagasaki and Blackistani and Hotep Shima, and rightfully so, because I understand the war that's going on. I understand the demographic. I understand the chaos. Remember, I came from Brooklyn, East New York. I like when people talk to me as if I don't know, as if I wasn't living in the heat, as if I was not on Chauncey Street, as if my stop didn't pass by Broadway Junction. Like, some of y'all couldn't even survive on the block I was raised on, because I don't become my trauma. I don't become my negativity. I have a choice. Like that Keanu Reeves in the Matrix. What was it? He said you could take the red pill or you could take the blue pill. Is that what it was? Because that's an old ass movie when the black guy came out and was like, Neo, you got to make a choice. And you got to choose your healing and your happiness. You got to choose to be progressive. Yes, there's pain and calamity, but I want solutions. No one cares more about black women than me. And if you do, come prove it. You can have a black woman who loves more contest, and I'll laugh about it. Because I truly want to see my sisters in my lifetime progress, and I know we can do it. We made the Me Too movement, and it took over the globe. We're that powerful. We are that powerful. But the fact is, we're moving away from what makes us powerful, and it's the feminine sacred. Now, positive submission means your man loves you. He respects you. He adores you. He knows that feminine energy is paramount. Positive submission is what my parents did. My father provided. He worked. My mother managed the home. She managed the money. She made sure food, house, kids. And there was a respect. Now, positive submission is not your man not knowing that you contributing that feminine energy. Lawrence Fishburne. Okay, Lawrence. Oh my gosh, Ari. You remember? Damn. I can't remember Lawrence Fishburne. I used to like him as an actor. I don't know where he is. I think the last movie I saw with him was Hoodlum, if I'm wrong. I used to love him as an actor. But we have to get back to that. And we have to get back to that healing. So when I hear black women not even acknowledging the pain of other black women, because that comment came from my page. And I'm glad that she asked that. Because there's a big misconception that we are not soft, that we are not vulnerable. As you guys should know, my boyfriend is British, white, European as it gets. And one of the things I asked him is like, what makes you so attracted to want to marry and be with a black woman? Because he wants to get married, like, whatever. And he said, they're affectionate. He said they're very affectionate. They make a man feel more masculine, because when a girl shows you attention and that she wants you, you become, more feminine. So it was funny to me that a white man is saying that we're soft and we're sensual, but typical black women, not even black men, black women don't feel that we are. And what I want to tell my beautiful sisters, what I want to tell my gorgeous, beautiful sisters, is that you are a receiver. It is not in your natural biology to be rough and aggressive. That means something happened to you. That means some type of trauma, or you have some type of fear and anxiety. And you want to know how I know? Because I've been there. I've been the black girl that was too scared. That was too scared to be feminine because I thought somebody was going to jump me. I was in Bushwick. That was I've been the black girl that was too scared to make eye contact because I don't want what you looking at, son. What you looking at? That's how I grew up. So I understand that what we take in is what we can give out. You can only give out what you take in. You can only give out what you take in. And the woman being the sacred receiver can only give what she gets. So if you're loving and affectionate and passionate and loyal and sensual with your woman, unless she's some type of robot cyborg or some type of like biological machine, she's going to give what she gets. Megatron Hulk, that's true. She's going to give what she gets. And man is nothing more than what he provides. If a man can't protect, provide, and lead, he is nothing. He's going to be chaotic of himself. Oh, I had anxiety too. But that's because, Ari, we as women are sacred. Our entire bodies are made to take in energy. Our entire biology as a woman is meant to take in and give back out. We take in, we give back out. We take a seed in, we push out a baby. We take a home in, we take a house in, we make it a home. We take in food, we make it dinner. That's our whole biology. That's why women like to get flowers. That's why women like to get gifts. We like to brag about the red bottoms he bought us. But have you ever thought about why? Why do women like to receive? Why do women like to get gifts? Why do women like to get money? Have you ever thought what's behind that biology? It's because we are wired to biology to receive. And that's why it's good to understand your feminine sacred. That's why it's good to understand femininity. That's why it's good to have these self-help groups. And not just about buying flowers and diamonds, and not just about buying my program or investing in Leia's Level Up Charm School. It's beyond that. As a woman, as a black woman, you should be always trying to invest in yourself, self-development, women workshops, feminine classes, spas. You know why? Because the more you give to yourself, the more you enrich your life. For those of you who want to have a phenomenal 2019, in my Laws of Enchantress program, we're planning right now, starting November 1st. We're going to be doing a whole seminar on planning and SMART goals. We're going to break up 2019 into quarters and years. Treat your goals like a business. Treat your goals like important business plans. But the most important thing is to give to yourself. I encourage you to go out there and invest. And if you can't go out there and spend money on yourself, that's operating from a sense of self-lack. That's you giving up on enriching yourself. For all of us who talk about level up, remember the first level is you and loving yourself, as corny and cliche as it sounds. There's so many black women who are suffering because they don't know what negative submission is. And they don't know what positive submission is. They have no idea. They don't know. If you've ever been on a date and that guy had no intention of really dating you, he's just buying your time to try to see if he can get in that poom poom, that's negative submission. Or if you had a relationship for a year or more with no title, negative submission. Or he's courting you for a decade or more just to get a negative submission. Negative submission. You have no idea. You are wired. You have oxytocin. It's the same hormone that makes it possible for you to breastfeed your child, that makes you not scream when your baby cries. It's the same bonding chemistry hormone. And it makes, when you have sex, It's even 10 times stronger. It even starts before sex. And it's a hormone disproportionately women have, and black women have been scientifically proven to have the most. So when you don't understand the feminine sacred, when you are disrespectful to your feminine, your body got you, son. I don't know anything about Hermes. I don't know anything about that. But all women have oxytocin. All women have it. And being proactive and respecting that is empowering because it makes you make better choices. It allows you to love yourself and honor yourself and give to yourself. Because the more you give to yourself, the kinder you are to yourself as a black woman, especially if you're a black woman. Because in my Laws of Enchantress program, we push self-care. Hermes, I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about right now. I don't know. But we push self-care because you have to get used to receiving. You have to get used to doing good things. You can't expect people to want to do things for you and you're not even doing a fraction of it. I'm not saying exactly what you get, but you have to be able to give yourself the basics. You can't deny yourself a spa treatment. You can't deny yourself a nice dinner or a nice bottle of wine. You can't deny yourself a facial or getting your hair done, your nails done, or a pedicure. You can't deny yourself a nice bag or a nice perfume. Like this causes your feminine energy to heal and raise. And I want to tell you something about healing. Healing is not this magic, esoteric illusion. Healing is painful. Healing is not beautiful. It's like opening up an old wound, taking out the pus, cleaning it out. That part is painful. But once you clean it and you cleanse it and you stitch it, it starts to heal and you start to feel better. You don't have to ask, am I healed? You don't have to ask, Kalinda. You don't have to ask. You know. And it's not just a one-time thing. Think about healing, black sisters. Think about healing like this. Pretend you're going to the gym. Pretend you're going to Equinox or Crunch or whatever gym. Kalinda, you could do it. Pretend you're going to the gym. And so pretend you're going to the gym. And pretend you got an amazing body. You worked out. You got your body right. So now that's equivalent to being healed. That's equivalent to you being healed. So if you get a nice body, you got your booty in check, you got your boobs, everything look good. Do you stop going to the gym? No. You got to maintain that health. You got to eat right. You got to make sure you go at least 2-3 times a week to maintain your physique. It's no different than when you go through healing. I see a lot of black women say, oh, I attracted something really bad. I thought I was healed. No, sister. You heal to purge. You heal to raise your feminine energy. You heal to cleanse of negative subconsciousness. But doesn't mean once you're healed that you can stop doing the good habits. It's truly committing yourself to a lifetime of self-care. It's truly committing yourself to a lifetime of love. And it keeps you soft, and it keeps you vulnerable, and it keeps you happy. So you have to commit to this. You have to truly commit to it. It's not some magical fairy tale. Now that's a fairy tale. We're going to encounter anything bad. You know, if you heal once, you know you're never going to, Kalinda, I just made you a moderator. If you heal once, you're never going to encounter anything bad. That's a lie. But what healing does, it enables you to deal with stress and issues effectively and efficiently. Effectively and efficiently. So you can still experience pain as a healed feminine sacred. You just don't live there. You don't get addicted to anxiety. You don't get addicted to pain. You don't get addicted to trauma. Thank you, Kalinda. But that's what I'm saying. And it's also something that I want to talk about that is a little bit touchy. Um, Let me drink my Connie after dark. This is gonna get me in trouble. Mm. So as you guys can clearly see, I rock other different hairstyles. Now I have in these faux locks, and I love them. And they look kind of real, but I love them. You guys know I have, this is my natural hair. You can see, you guys know I have a big, big full afro. That's my natural hair in the older videos. I have tons of straight wigs. I have tons of, yeah, touchy, because I get flamed for this. I have tons of straight wigs. I have blonde wigs. I'm very feminine when it comes to hairstyles and such. But I know women come in my group, and I don't know why it's been going around that it's okay to insult women that have natural hair. I don't care if you perm your hair. I don't care if you relax your hair. That has nothing to do with the feminine. The feminine is you. But the fact that we as black women are allowing other black women or non-black women to give us the opportunity to judge us in any way, shape, or form and give us feedback on femininity is a joke. It's an absolute joke. Like, I get the same amount of, well, not true. I'm getting more attention with this hair in versus me wearing a wig, versus me wearing straight hair. And I still love my wigs. I will take these out because my wigs is how I protect my hair. Because honestly, I couldn't style my natural hair every day. I need help. The washing and the conditioning is a lot. It is a lot of work. So that's why I wear it under the wig and then braid it. And when I have special occasions, when I get married, I'm sure I'm gonna have it out. But I'm very, you know, locks take a long time. And especially this is crochet locks because I have the big hair, because she told me you can only do crochet locks because my hair was too long to go into it the regular way. But my whole point is stop blaming natural hair for you not being feminine. Stop blaming natural hair for you not having that feminine energy. It's not your natural hair, sisters. It's probably the energy, your expectation, the low beliefs, the situation you're in, your energy. If you need to cut your, go ahead. You do what's due for you. Thank you, Tania. Thank you, Tania. But thank you so much. But I don't want to hear black women put down something that's natural from them. If you want to have a perm relaxer, I am a pro black woman. Whatever makes you feel happy. But don't you dare change to be attractive to people who don't find you attractive. You're supposed to be pursued. You're supposed to be adored. You're the feminine sacred. And I hate to sound mean. Oh, it is good. It is good. I hate to sound mean. It's probably not your hair. It's probably something else about you. It's probably something that you don't want to touch. But talking about your hair, talking about makeup, those are easy fixes. It's probably your skin. I don't know. It could be your weight. Probably it's not carrying well. It could be your energy, which most of the time it is. If you think you bad, if you a badass female from head to toe, and you expect me to believe the texture of your hair or the style of your hair is keeping desirable or good men away, I don't believe you. You need more people. I don't believe you. If you expect me to believe that you can look like Halle Berry or Ciara or Rose Acosta or any badass female, and you expect me to believe that if you change your hairstyles, guys are not gonna step, either you know some guys that need some mental help or you're lying. The next female that tells me, I'm going to ask her to send me a live 360 video. I said this before and I'll say it again, a live 360 video of her turning around from head to toe. And I can guarantee you it's not going to be the hair that sticks out. It's going to be something else. Probably she's awkward. But blaming hair is ridiculous. Halle Berry. Halle Berry was a sex symbol in Hollywood for 10, 20 years. Even now, she's considered hot, and she's damn near 50. And she ain't had no hair, son. She got a pixie cut. She was known for super, super short pixie cut, and she was a sex symbol. Yeah, the texture wasn't natural, but her haircut was mighty short. She couldn't make a ponytail with that, and she was known. So you expect me to believe if I took Halle Berry and I put on some fly locks or I put on some natural hair, nobody would notice her? That's a lie. We have to create our beauty standards. Why do we allow them to take our beauty standards and make beauty standards with our features? Now lips is in style and hips is in style and ass is in style and all this stuff is in style. Now you got people doing melanin shots and Target and Kim Kardashian's tanning super, super deep and looking darker than Seattle. What the blumble? You have to empower yourself. You are unique. You are beautiful. You are Eve Jean. You need to hear positive things about you. You need to see positive reinforcements. You cannot expect goodness in your life if you don't think good about yourself. Before you listen to people, and you can listen to them, but I'm asking you, before you listen to people tell you how to do this and how to do that, how about loving and honoring yourself? How about committing to positivity on a daily basis? Exactly. Become the beauty standard. You are it. Why do we wait for someone to appropriate full lips before you're proud to have it? Why do we wait for somebody to appropriate curves and a figure eight before you're proud to have it? And I want to make this clear because I read stuff in my inbox. I want to make this crystal clear. Having self-love does not mean you are not dedicated to self-improvement. This is some of the negative mail I get. Oh, you want to keep black females fat. Oh, you don't want black girls to wear makeup and you should, why are you telling us not to? First of all, my face is beat, okay? My face is always beat, okay? I do not look like this when I get out of bed. You don't want to see. I look different. My face is beat. I love my MAC. I love my NARS. I love my melanated, which is a black makeup. I love my Rihanna. I love cosmetics. I love my fragrances. I love my wigs. But before you make any changes to yourself, you have to love yourself, or you'll make the wrong changes for the wrong reasons, end up hating yourself and keep messing your face up. Unlike other, and this is not shade, but unlike other women in your life or any platform, I'm not going to tell you to lose weight without offering you a solution. I'm not going to tell you, Fenty, I'm not going to tell you to do anything because I know what black women go through. Okay? So what gets me really upset? What is going on? Hold on. Hold on 1 second. Somebody, oh wow. Okay. I see that. Thank you for that. But what I'm trying to tell you is that you have to understand that you have to love yourself. I believe in taking care of yourself as a black woman. But as a black woman, I know we have special challenges that are unique onto ourselves. We have special challenges that no one really informs you and tells you about. We have special challenges that are unique to yourself. So for instance, weight gain. No one does the research, and I did research. As you know, I used to be 257 pounds. I'm not ashamed of it. I lost over 120 pounds, and I'm very active into fitness and health and truly mental health and wellness, because a big part of black women gaining weight, per the science, not me making this up, is cortisol and the stress hormone, which actually disrupts your endocrine cycles, which is responsible for metabolism. It affects your thyroid, it affects your adrenal gland. And no other demographic of female has been more affected than black women. And this is why it's important to have specialization for black women by black women who are committed. I'm not just going to tell you lose weight, knowing that I had polycystic ovarian syndrome, knowing that I had endometriosis. And the only reason I was lucky enough to get diagnosed is because I had the economics and the time. I had truly the luxury of having that type of PPO, Blue Cross and Blue Shield. I had the money to go to Presbyterian and Cornell and Lenox and Columbia. Most average black women may not have that opportunity. And still they're being told, lose weight, lose weight. And it's frustrating. When I first got my disease, I, I gained 71 pounds in a year. And let me just tell you, I was an extreme case. There are plenty of black women like me who don't have extreme circumstances, but yet are not being helped. Because I was a case book study. I had every single symptom. And you don't have to show every single symptom to have polycystic ovarian syndrome. But a study that focused on black women said over 60% of black women have some form of polycystic ovarian syndrome. And the number one thing for it is obesity. So when you see a disproportionate amount of black women that are struggling with anything, you know it's an external factor. But the only thing with obesity, it leaves room for people to use stereotypes that we're lazy, that we overeat. And people don't get the difference between overweight and obesity. Overweight means you're over your ideal weight by 20, 40 pounds. Obesity means you are really dangerously high. You're almost a whole other person. You're about 60 to 80 pounds past even the most moderate, even the most modern, even the most Afrocentric BMI scale. So this is why it's so important for sisters to love sisters, for sisters to protect sisters, for sisters to honor sisters, and for sisters to truly understand what it means to be the black, feminine, sacred. Not tell you you're big boned, not tell you exactly, Ari, not tell you things. There's so much going on. And you're seeing, to me, the final accumulation, the final red flag is that we are dying in childbirth. We are being ignored. And I think that's a diagnosis of the entire society, not just the medical society, but the overall society that's ignoring the uniqueness, the magnificence of the black woman. Even other black women seem to be completely ambiguous to what it means to be a black woman. And that's the most dangerous thing. When you have other black women who are almost blind to what it means to be a black woman. They forget. They get lucky, they get married, they graduate from college, they live in a nice area, they have a good husband, and they kind of distance themselves. And they forget their trauma, they forget what they've been through. But I never forget, and I don't want to forget. And I know that every single black woman that hears this video and watches this video is entitled to love, prosperity, and happiness and joy and the life you want. It is not some fairy tale. It's not Disneyland. It's not DuckTales. It's not Cinderella. You are truly capable of having the life you want. But it starts with belief. But belief is born from self-love. Confidence is born from self-love. You don't have to have this ridiculous resume to have the audacity of wanting better. You don't have to have all this breeding. Some black women feel they have to be absolutely perfect before they can even entertain the thought of doing better, being better, and feeling better. And it's absolutely not true. Self-love starts with you. And you can't wait for permission. You can't also identify success by other people's means. You have to truly do a life inventory, just like Ciara did, just like we're reviewing in the Laws of Enchantress program. What did Ciara do to level up? Did she get richer? No. Did she lose weight? No, because she's skinny enough. Did she do anything on the outside? No. She's always dancing. She's always been popular. Truly pay attention. We're honoring Ciara right now. We're talking about her. We're crazy about her romance. But most black women aren't really paying attention to what exactly her level up was. Her level up was not exterior, it was inside. And I'll keep saying it over and over. And your level up is not to be compared and contrasted. Your level up is not supposed to be a game or competition. Level up for you could be marriage and kids and a picket fence. Level up could be for you marrying a prosperous guy and traveling the world. Level up could be you're already married, you want to have a prosperous marriage, you want to have a long-lasting marriage, you want to have a healthy marriage. Level up for this person could mean she wants to have an entrepreneurship, she wants to be financial free. Your level up means your ultimate way to happiness, and it starts with loving yourself. Ciara had to heal. She said this in essence. Ciara had to do a life inventory. She said this in essence. Ciara had to manifest. It's not a secret. She said this in essence. She's telling her sisters the keys to prosperity, and we did a deep dive on that in the Laws of Enchantress. But what really hurts me is that when black women, who are black women, who know how tough it is to be a black woman, don't acknowledge the unique attributes that we need to be addressed. We are sensual. We are feminine. We are soft. We are vulnerable. We are gentle. We are happy. We're affectionate. We are the ultimate woman. We are enough. Other women need Gucci and Prada. Other women need surgery to alter themselves to have the physical personifications that we are born with naturally. Other women need to have superficial means just to feel like a woman. It's nice to have those things, but those things don't define sensuality. They never had and never will. I went to school with plenty of people walking around with Christian Dior and Prada and Ferragamo, and they were not nothing. But we're living in a society that's meant to oppress and suppress the most beautiful thing. And when a black woman is loved and honored, she has the amazing power to uplift that man, even if he's already rich, even if he's already intelligent, even if educated. That's the magic of the black woman. We are the ultimate inspiration. We are the ultimate nurturer. But it has to be with the proper man. All this superficial level up that doesn't talk about your healing, and all the superficial level up that doesn't address what we saw Ciara did to get to her Russell. I'm gonna keep saying it. She had to heal herself. Now let's talk about the negative side. Let's say that Ciara was like, bump this. I'm gonna be angry. And she had every right. I respect my sister's trauma. So listen for a second. What if Ciara was like, bump this? Forget this crap. I'm gonna be angry. Future played me. What if Ciara made about 4 or 5 albums dissing Future, which I'm sure has passed her mind, because she could have made mad money. I would have been the first sister buying that album, telling you, girl, she said Future this and that. I would have been the first one. But she made a choice to commit herself 100% to her self-love, to her self-healing, to her self-betterment, to her self-confidence. And that attracted that abundance in her life. She had to be honest with herself and say what she wanted and say what she needed and truly love herself and honor herself and heal herself. Black women are special. We're a woman that have been exposed to trauma. We're a woman that have been ignored. We're a woman that's constantly appropriated and not appreciated. Even when we're married, to keep a healthy marriage in such a society can be challenging when your husband might look at you and not see you as covetable, not the treasure. So it's all about the persona and the energy that you have. The energy that you give off is it's imperative. So you need those special things. You need these special things. And that's why it's truly important. I'm just telling you, when someone gives you a message, it's not about me, it's about you. When someone tells you something, does it resonate with your soul? When I made the Laws of Enchantress program, I'll be honest, it started as a 3-day program. That's it. It was $199, 3 days. Literally, my members are getting months free because I don't charge again once you're on, and it's continuous learning and connecting to the best of the best. Remember, I'm not the expert, they are. I'm not the expert, my coaches, my relationship experts, they are. And even then, we get to talk and transform this information for Black women by Black women because we are unique, we are special. We have amazing attributes that other non-Black women won't know about, and it's okay. It's okay. It's actually flattering. It's okay. But the fact is, we don't need to not know ourselves. We need to come into ourselves and heal ourselves and love ourselves and form a love between sisters. Like I said, if you got 100 friends and you got to knock down them friends down to 20, you do what you have to do to have love and compassion and forgiveness and respect to your sisters. You're going to disagree. You're going to have arguments, but I want you to forgive yourself and forgive one another the same way you've been forgiven trash, ashy people, ashy guys. You take back men who cheat, men who hit, men who do all kinds of crazy things, but your sister says one thing, you're ready to throw her away, drop her like she's hot. That's not it. If you can't manage a basic friendship, how do you expect to manage a marriage or a real successful relationship? And you have to understand, when the positive energy is good, prosperity has to come. You've been lied to. You've been lied to. Prosperity doesn't come when you meet a prosperous man. You have to have a prosperous mindset. You have to have a prosperous mind. Let me tell you something. The people that are out there telling you, you got to do this, you got to do that. Most Black women I know are gorgeous. We are beautiful. We don't fit Becky standards, but we have a unique thing about us. Anyone can go out there and get the attention of a man with money, or have sex with a guy and have him throw you some bills. If that's what you want, the Laws of Enchantress program is not for you. I'm talking about life fulfillment. I'm talking about Ciara and Russell. I'm talking about Obama and Michelle. I'm talking about Denzel and Pauletta. I'm talking about Will and Jada. I'm talking about Harry and Meghan. The love that is prosperous. True love will always bring abundance. True balance will always bring abundance. That's what Black women don't get. A true connection will always bring about prosperity. It's hand in hand. Something that's in harmony will always be productive. Something that is harmony, that is the beauty and the magic of the Black woman. I'm not trying to be mean, but there's very few non-Black couples or non-Black couples that don't have Black women. You show me another husband who is enchanted like Barack. You show me another husband who's enchanted like Will. Show me another man who's enchanted like Meghan. Even though she's biracial, she got that Black blood. Who's enchanted like Prince Harry by Meghan. Show me another man who's enchanted like Jason Momoa over Lisa Bonet. Or show me another man who's enchanted like Bill de Blasio over his wife. That's the mayor of New York. When a man meets the perfect sensuality and femininity balance, prosperity is abundance. Prosperity is a blessing. Prosperity is a positive thing. It's even, some people say, spiritual. Blessings are positive. Blessings are positive energy. So you can't get prosperity from negativity. You can't get prosperity from fraud. You can't get prosperity from games and playing this and that. Those things are short-lived. And the beauty is that as a Black woman, you have it in abundance. You see it time and time again. Look at Russell and Ciara. It's not just Ciara who won. Look how happy Russell is. No matter what they say, he's happy. He just signed another deal. He got another sneaker coming out. His career is doing great. He winning games. It's prosperity. It's that magical energy. And that's what I tell Black women, not to be mean, but I'm going to say it like this. We like to make fun of Becky's potato salad. We like to make fun that Becky can't cook. We talk about her seasoning. We talk about all of this. So if you won't follow her recipe for potato salad, you won't follow her recipe for cauliflower and baked macaroni. Why are you following her recipe for love and success? That's far more complicated. You won't eat from her because she don't wash her chicken, but you're going to learn from her on how to date? Becky can get a what? Becky can get a husband, but is he happy? Becky can get a husband, but is it because she is the bomb? Becky can get a husband, but is she enchanted? Are they happy? Yeah, Becky can get a husband. Of course she can. She has positioned herself unfairly and disproportionately that she is the ultimate. She appropriates looks, she appropriates this, and of course, she better get the husband. When there's constant negativity about black women, when there's lies about black women, when you have other black women who don't believe black women are sensitive, gentle, and vulnerable, when you got black women who also have unconscious self-bias, who are racist towards other black women, it happens every day. Black women treat black women differently than they would treat white women. Just telling you the truth. It's the truth. We want love, affection, and respect, but we won't give half of that to our sisters. We want abundance and prosperity, but we won't give half of that to our sisters. We're more trusting of non-black women than we are black women. So how in the world do you want the world to see us as a collective when we don't see each other with respect? Let's be honest. Let's just, Connie After Dark. Let's be honest. Black women suffer because subconsciously we have been brainwashed not to honor one another, not to respect one another, not to be devoted to one another. And the biggest part of self-love, exactly. Also, Tania, you took it out of the biggest part of self-love. Tania, very smart, is what you receive as a black woman. So if the majority of your men, for whatever reason, aren't marrying you, aren't uplifting you, aren't upholding you, if the majority or the consensus or the social visualization is that our men aren't happy with us, it's very hard for us to be covetable and desirable. They're not doing anything magical. They're not better than you. They're not better than you at all. Becky is not better than you in any way, shape, or form. Far from it. Far from it. Not saying that she's bad, but a lot of the things that we see that men want, femininity, traditionalism, gender roles, being a woman, being a wife, being comfortable with a man leading and providing. Most black women embrace traditionalism. Most black women would not mind playing that role in any part of their life. That is the absolute truth. We're not combative. We don't want to be the alpha female. We don't want to compete with him and take, because now it's not even about being equal, it's about being dominant. A lot of non-black women want to be dominant. They want to be in charge. And that's why a lot of alpha non-black women are having challenges in their marriages, in their relationships, is that we don't know what's going on outside of Afro-American circles. Wow, that's crazy. And still engaged. That's kind of crazy. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. We don't know what's going on. There's a social war that black women aren't aware of, that I don't want us to get involved in. But we're kind of being dragged into it because we hear that we're women and we hear feminine and we come running and we have no idea. That's not for us, by us, don't touch it. We have our own. We have our own. And you don't have to be this superficial, billionaire, trillionaire. Prosperity comes in different levels. And you have to have a certain type of expectation and self-belief before you can entertain or have. The belief starts within, and that belief comes from self-love, self-healing, self-adoration. It truly does. I can't stress it. And as a black woman, you are special. You are unique. That's why my page is private. Tania, of course. That's why black women need things for black women, by black women, and ask questions. Ask why. The fulfillment of your spirit and your soul and your energy means everything. Because once you are positive, once you believe in positivity, once you truly believe in the things that you want, once your beliefs become goals because you put so much belief in them, they have no choice but to manifest. There are girls in my group that were told they have to be a 00, they have to be a size 2, they have to have a certain type of look, a certain type of this. And they were completely into the ideology that if I don't fit a certain specific super tiny demographic, then I will not have what I want. And once they started to heal themselves and devote themselves to self-care and honoring themselves and engaging in themselves, they started to have prosperity in not just relationships, but their health, their self-worth, their self-confidence. And that's what's truly important, is you. Before you can do for anyone else, you come first. And when you see these mantras about black women being harsh and being negative, it's because we are receiving negative. It's because we are receiving harshness. We're not the dominant force in that way. We're not full of testosterone. No matter what they say. I know we're living in a world right now where they're trying to tell you gender is not real. And no offense to anyone. They're trying to tell you male and female are absolutely the same to get this quest of equality. But that's not equality, that's sameness. I'm proud to be a black woman. I'm proud to be feminine. So what are some feminine hobbies? This is how I feel. Anything you do with your feminine energy is feminine. I don't want to tell you you can't do certain things because it's not feminine. But if you do it as a woman, let's just say you love astronomy. As long as you're feminine and you're doing it and you're proud to be a woman as you do it, I don't want to restrict you. But what doesn't make you feel feminine is not feminine. What do I mean by that? If you're engaging in any hobby or activity where you have to repress and hide and deny and play down your feminine energy, your feminine persona, that is not a feminine hobby. Let's say you're playing football, you like football, but you get hurt when they smash into your boobs, or you get hurt when they, hit you too hard, and you're playing, I don't know, dual gender football, men and women, and you have to hide that, okay, I got cramps, they hit me in my stomach. That's not a feminine hobby because you can't even express being feminine because you don't want to be seen as a woman. So anything that keeps you from not being seen. I don't want to peg you in to like traditional things. I don't want to say cooking and cleaning and the obvious things, because obvious, there's certain things that we think of when we say feminine. But I truly want you to explore how you feel when you do certain things. That was a great question. Explore how you feel, what makes you as a black woman feel the most feminine. And we talk about this in the Laws of Enchantress course. We talk about that because being awake and being conscious and having mindfulness when you partake in these activities. Being awake. So if you are doing anything and you feel feminine, you feel soft, you feel free, you feel expressive, you feel completely comfortable being a woman as you do it, that is now feminine. But if you feel you have to hide and lie and be masculine or be an alpha female, you can't express yourself as a woman, that is masculine. And I see a lot of black women that I connect with and network, they talked about this. And a lot of them had bachelors and masters from prestigious schools. And a lot of black women, if you check the statistics, are actually leaving the corporate world. And when I spoke to several of them, I said, why? And they said because they truly felt crushed as a feminine. They had to come to work every day combative and aggressive because they were going against men. And eventually, it was taking a toll on their health. One woman I spoke to had 2 miscarriages because she was so stressed out. And she was a master's, went to Brown University, I think it's a historically black school, and she was just completely depleted. And she chose to start her own business, and her business was feminine for her. She was a wedding photographer first, and she was a wedding planner. Then she was an events planner, and then she had enough money to buy a couple of halls and stuff. So she has her big business, and she feels feminine. She likes what she does. She likes the energy she gives, the energy she receives. So that's important, to pay attention to how you feel, not just for hobbies, but for works and lives. So anything that you give your energy to, pay attention to how you do it. Let's say you and and when you play chess, I don't know, you feel sensual. Let's say you play Monopoly. When you play Monopoly, you feel feminine. It's all about how you feel when you do certain things, and pay attention. Because if you don't feel feminine, if you don't feel empowered, let's say someone tells you, what's a typical feminine thing? Gardening. And you don't feel like gardening, or you feel like, I don't like to get my fingers dirty, or I don't like to play in the soil, or you just don't like it. So you don't like it. It's not feeding your feminine energy. The most important thing is for you to pay attention to how you feel when you get this energy, to what you're doing. I hope that makes sense. I hope that I hope that makes sense. But like I said, black women, we have immense power inside. We have tremendous power. Should black issues be comfort for our gender? So this is the thing. You are who you are. You're a black woman. You can't separate. You are who you are. A lot of our characteristics as a woman are reflective because us being black. Like, for instance, I like changing my hair. I like wearing wigs. I like doing certain things that many consider Afrocentric or African American. So it's truly part of who you are. And it's very sad that black women, specifically black women, are being told they got to choose one. You choose what feels right for you. But I'm proud that my femininity is reflective of being black, because a black woman has a sacred sensual femininity. We have one of the highest oxytocins. We have one of the highest sensual biologies. We are one of the most fertile women on the planet. And this all comes from way back for us being the original. We are the Eve gene. We are the original woman on this planet. It goes back to 150,000 years ago in Africa. So it's one thing together. Being a black woman gives us our sensuality that's been appropriated and oppressed. The reason why men like curves, the reason why men are biologically reactive to certain shapes and stuff, is because we were the original. We were the original. So it's really important for you to understand what it means to be a black woman. This doesn't mean about drama and social issues. It means you, how you look at yourself when you see yourself in the mirror, how you see your full lips, how you see your round nose, how you see your ebony skin, how you see the natural texture of your hair. It's one and the same, that you are a black woman, and it's a beautiful thing. There's so many unique attributes in being a black woman. So to separate the two is truly separating you. And it takes away pride in being a black woman. That's why we might say crazy things about not feeling good about our skin, and not feeling good about our hair, and not feeling good about our shape and our fullness, because we haven't truly embraced being a black woman. And that time is coming to an end, because I truly feel 2019, that's my program for Course 7, is the year of the black woman. So that program is going to talk about goals and coaching and relationship coaches and matchmakers, and making sure we set ourselves right, that we truly not just say what we want, but we know how to implement those goals and execute those goals a full month before New Year's. And yes, it's going to be exciting. Another progress I've seen, black women getting engaged and black women getting married. And the most important thing I see is black women starting to love themselves, not making excuses, loving their skin or loving their hair, or truly knowing that whether you're a size 2 or a size 20, no matter what, at any size, you deserve respect, love, honor, dignity, confidence, respect, that you don't attach these important imperatives to a physical thing. Because anything can happen. Because I tell black women, what if you get your body down? Let's just say you are, exactly, Tanea, lift each other up and form a sisterhood. There are certain things we discuss Why do you think I haven't been on this channel? I have over 2,000 people on Hasesput, and I have almost 1,000 people here. What is it, 700, 800? I'm not sure. But I have enough people. There's certain conversations and certain vulnerabilities. I just feel that we need to talk to one another. I feel that we need to network with one another. I feel that we have special attributes that are black. And it's not a bad thing, it's a beautiful thing. Being a black woman is a gorgeous, beautiful thing. And I've been showing black women that you are sensual, that you are soft, that you are feminine, that you are friendly. You're everything that the world said you're not. You truly just have to come home to self and get out of those demographics and those statistics and those crazy realms that forces you not to be truly as God or whatever spirit you believe in or whatever cosmic or universe or whatever you don't believe in, but whatever you are, how you were originally made. You're not born in any negative way. You're born in a positive way, and things happen to us as black women that no other women can understand unless she's black. Things happen to us as black women. And you got non-black women judging black women who may not be on your side. So what I tell you in the Laws of Enchantress program, it's a lifetime program. And when I mean lifetime is that I will do this work for the rest of my life. I'm committed to seeing my sisters love and empower themselves. I'm networking, I'm talking to coaches. I'm also getting my advanced certification with the Law of Attraction practitioner with the program by Dr. Joe Vitale. So I truly want to teach black women about the law of attraction and the law of positivity and vibration, because that's a huge part of us not connecting and not understanding positive vibration and not understanding that we are in charge of our destiny. And if it doesn't start from the inside, it's never going to flourish from the outside. You can get anything for a moment, but capturing it for a life is the key. And that black women have the secret sauce. So that's all I'm going to say about the secret sauce. The secret sauce means, as a black woman, you have the power to attract love and prosperity, success and health and wealth. We don't have to compromise. We don't have to overcompensate. We don't have to say, well, it can't be about love because I need that money. And we don't have to say, well, if I want love, I can't have money. You are looking at Cole Pum Pum Becky, who lacks sensuality, who needs a plethora of clothing from top to bottom because she doesn't have the natural sensuality that you have. Look how far we've come with our handicap in society without being protected, respected, adored. Look how much progress we have. It's true. Show me a Becky who's being loved and adored like Megan, 100%. Show me Michelle Obama. Show me the non-black alternative female. When we are loved and adored, not only does it benefit us, it benefits our men. They are prosperous, they are successful, they are healthy, they live longer. This can all be verified. And no other woman has that potential to bring that into a man's life, to offer that to a man, but the black woman. We are the feminine sacred. Before I go, I want to tell you a joke. So I go on Instagram. My Instagram is chocolate chip muffin, for those who want to follow me. I think I'm the only chocolate chip muffin. It's me and my boyfriend's picture in case you want to follow me. And I know y'all see all the hate that Meghan Markle has been getting. Even though she's pregnant, a lot of hate. And I go into the comments, and it's not like one or two. Someone will post a hateful comment, and literally you will see a bunch of Beckys saying, oh, why you gotta hold his hand? Why are they all over each other? Why she keeps touching him? Oh, this is fake, this is fake. And I love to see it because it makes me know the sensuality they're seeing from this black woman is so obsolete. They can't understand the love and the affection. They can't understand what's happening. They can't understand, son. They look at them together. But Tania, my beautiful sister, it's not just jealousy. Becky doesn't have that sensuality. They say she's acting, or they say she's overacting, or why she gotta keep touching her stomach. You have to understand this level of affection is unknown to an alpha woman. I seen them like hugging and kissing. Oh, I wouldn't want my boyfriend all over me. I wouldn't want my husband. And I believe them. And if you think I'm lying, go onto Instagram. You can go to any Harry or Meghan fan page, and you will see these comments in the thousands. Ari, I didn't want to be negative because my Laws of Enchantress program is positive. So I didn't want to post it. But I think for my girls in the program, I think I'll do it because I screenshot it. And you will see them attacking Meghan. And they don't like the affection. They don't like the fact that she's in positive submission and she's happy and she's glowing and he's protecting and he's providing. They don't like the fact that, oh, she's always crouching down. Yeah, she's 5'7" and he's 6'1". So they don't like the dynamic. And it's always a certain type of woman. And like I said, this is America. Everyone's entitled to live and act and be the way they want. But what gets me upset is that it's a lie. If you're traditional, if you're loving, if you believe in gender roles, if you have no problem with positive submission, because they do negative submission. I'll go into again, a one-night stand, negative submission. Having sex, going home with a wet pum-pum and an empty belly, negative submission. And I'll tell you that, getting dressed from head to toe, wearing designer bags, having sex for 10 minutes, hoping that he throws you a couple of dollars, negative submission. Like I said, we are the sacred, holy receiver, and we are meant to receive. And that's why it's so imperative that as a black woman, you understand how it is as a black woman. Not the superficial woman who lacks that sensuality, that warmth, that traditionalism, because she's doing what she got to do to win. And when you say, oh, but white women get married, when you discriminate, when you oppress, when black women are not seen as beautiful and feminine and soft because of society's stigmas, when they attack Serena Williams, or they love to show these rappers, they love to show black women in the most negative light, when they purposely keep the feminine, the soft, the traditional black women. Like, how does it work? You can't be both. On one hand, they say black women go to church every day, and we stupid for that. Then on the other hand, we gangster. On one hand, we are the #1 entrepreneurs, leaving the corporate world because it's too masculine. Then now, on the other hand, we tough. Both stories cannot be true. It's either one or the other. Both cannot be true. And that's why I'm trying to tell black women, I've lived it. I've lived it. I've lived in corporate. I've worked with black women. I've worked with other demographics. I've traveled all over the place. And I truly know that as the black feminine sacred, you are it. And your sensuality has the ability to heal and transform your life, your real life for you. Not put you in some type of awkward, forced situation. That's not for you. These people are doing things that make them happy. It's time for you to be happy for you. So, it's sad when I see them attacking Meghan, but on one side I smile because I realize that that type of love, that type of expression, that man being that enchanted is alien to them. That is like them seeing an alien coming off of Mars. When you see Obama and Michelle, they were criticized, even though they were married, for being affectionate. You see Will Smith and Jada, Hollywood spread lies. Oh, Will's cheating on Jada. They got an open relationship. Will was like, damn, I wish I had an open relationship. Like, that's not what's happening. They always attack black women who have men who are enchanted with them. Serena Williams, even on this, if you go to my other channel, a reporter attacked Serena Williams' marriage, saying it was fake. It's in Slate, SLTE. He's too expressive. Why does he have to adore her? Oh, she said she wanted Italian and he took him to Italy. Why did he have to brag? Why does he act like he doesn't live with her? Girls, I'm telling you the actual magazine article. They don't understand when a man is enchanted. They don't understand expressions of love. They don't understand and they're very uncomfortable. Exactly. Tania, if the world found out how loving and how sweet and how affectionate and how beautiful black women are, if the world found out how precious and how much we are the guardians and the gatekeepers of true femininity, not Prada and Gucci, Versace, all the clothing and all the labels they have brainwashed you that you need before you feel the right to want. Not all the superficial things that they tell you that you need before you can be feminine. Because they need it. And what kills me is that do people actually talk to other demographics? Do people actually get a passport? Do people actually travel? Because I could tell you in a private group who the meanest women are. I can't say it here because I want this video to get played. I could tell you in a private group who the most superficial women are, who the most difficult women are, who are the most dog eat dog. It ain't us. We don't got the receipts. I can tell you right now, there isn't a black woman that could sit on any channel and tell you how to date a billionaire and how to marry this. She will get destroyed. She will not be taken seriously. She will not go in primetime news. You think if Kim Kardashian was Kourtney Kardashian, I can have a sex tape and still walk into the Oval House and meet the president? Hell no. We don't have that allowance and authority to give us the audacity to think that we can carry ourselves like that. So when black women are looking at these things and get conditioned by it, it's the wrong thing. We will always win once we heal. We will always win once we have self-love. And before I go, I wasn't going to say it, but I took a sip and I feel good now. I got to say this. How do I say this and be nice? I don't understand the level up to hoe up. Yeah, I said it. I don't understand why I would lose weight, get my titties done, get my ass done, maybe even get my nose done. I don't understand why I would do all this stuff just to be the side piece of a man. I don't care what race he is, but statistically speaking, this is normally a non-black man. I would respect this more if it talked about marriage, if it talked about how to maintain a happy marriage, how to have a happy marriage. I would respect it 10 times more. But the fact is, there's a mantra out there to invest time and money and exercise in doing all this with very little talk of marriage, with very little talk of how to maintain a marriage and have a happy, prosperous marriage. So you have to excuse me while we're telling black women to hoe up, level up to hoe up. Because we all adults now. It's past 9 o'clock. It's Connie after dark. And I see my black women as queens. I see my black women as sisters. I see my black women having the potential. So this is what I don't get. And if you're upset with me, I got messages coming in right now. If you're upset with me, you can be upset, and I respect that. But imagine if a black guy came on YouTube and told y'all, you fat, your hair is nappy, your complexion is too dark, you need to wear makeup everywhere you go, you taking out the trash, you ugly bitch, you better put on makeup. Imagine if they spoke to you in that manner. And then on top of it, they tell you, you need to look great from top to bottom so I can take you out and give you money from time to time. There isn't a black woman alive that wouldn't be calling YouTube to report him for pimping out or for doing toxic things. There isn't a black woman alive. So I want to know, why do we think this is a good idea? Did we not see Ciara marry Russell? Did we not see Michelle marry Obama? Did we not see Pauletta marry? I want to know what is going on, that you think you have to do all of this just to get a little bit of that. When I say character over color or character first, I actually mean it. If you have a LeBron, who I love, with his wife, I celebrate it. I don't try to ignore it because I have my own trauma that's not healed. If I see Harry and whoever, I love it. I am not encouraging black women to live in a perpetual state of anger, because for your own good, you need to heal so you can attract like Ciara, so you can attract like Michelle, so you can attract like Will Smith and Jada, so you can have the life of happiness, even financial prosperity, even health and wealth. You have to heal. If you go to a professional therapist, they're going to tell you the same thing too. So I'm trying to understand why unhealed people, it could be your mom, it could be your sister, it could be your cousin. I don't care where the message comes from. But why are unhealed people telling you to do unhealed things? You're tolerating same or worse behavior because it's not coming from a place that you want to be mad at. It doesn't make sense to me. So this is why I'm telling you, the black feminine sacred needs to heal. This is why I'm telling you, the black feminine sacred needs to be understood by black women. We are receivers. If a black woman is angry, it's because she's been hurt. If a black woman is not smiling, it's because she's afraid. She doesn't feel safe. We are not the dominant ones to go out there and gung-ho. That's not our place. But we have no choice but to adapt to certain characteristics and expressions because we want to survive. You're living in the hood. You want to walk around like it's Mr. Rogers. It's a wonderful day in neighborhood. You want to smile. He might not make it. He might not make it. So that's what I'm telling you, is that it's not the pomp and circumstance. It's the realness. Once you are healed, you have a continuous culture of healing and self-care. You have to understand your role as a black woman, And I say, yes, you can dissect it. Because your beautiful skin and your beautiful nose and your beautiful lips and your bone structure and your gorgeous hair and the hairstyles and the way you walk and the way you smile, yes, thank Jesus, yes, you are a black woman. And there's nothing that makes me want to separate the two of the other. It goes together. It's like Kit Kat. It's like hot dog. It's like hamburger. You can't take it apart. It won't mean the same thing. And I want my sisters to know that you deserve everything in the world. You deserve everything you want. But that comes from healing and self-love. And it comes from real foundations, not superficial. Not things that are just there. And as a black woman, you need to understand how powerful you are. But it's hard when the people talking to you don't know. And the people talking to you don't believe. And the people talking to you don't understand. Because I didn't understand. I used to say I'm just regular. I used to pride myself like some people. I'm just a girl, not realizing I had handicaps and mental hang-ups because I was a black woman that were buried deep in my subconsciousness. I had issues that I didn't want to admit. There was a time that I would never come on YouTube with faux locks. Never, because I was one of those women who thought you need to have straight hair. And my boyfriend is as white as it can get, and he loves it. He actually prefers it. And I said, no, I'm still going back to my wigs. See, that's what self-love does. I know what he prefers, but I said, I come first. Sorry. I'll be changing a new style soon. Sorry. So I'm truly doing it for the love of me. And I'm not against leveling up. I'm not against you doing what you got to do. I actually have in my Laws of Enchantress program, I have a weight loss page that's only for black women. I have, my traditional ladies page that talks about the being a domestic goddess only for black women. My entire program is proud to offer its services for black women. Tania, you have to understand, my beautiful black woman, there are women doing stuff. There are some women who need to be drenched in labels to feel half as sensual as us. There are women that need to get plastic surgery. They got to fix their mouth and fix their nose just to have the sensuality that we do. There are women that if they're not dressed in Prada, Gucci, and like I said, there's nothing wrong with that, but you are the foundation. And too many black women are denying themselves. Now, I have a person that I work with, and she has her own platform. Her name is Leah Love Online. I think she has a YouTube channel. I'm sure she does. As a matter of fact, let me try to find it. Let me see if, because I can't. So Leah had her own program, and it's called Level Up Charm School, which I highly recommend. It's a no-brainer. And hey, Trice, how you doing? And it's a great program. It's a platform, a main page. It's different from mine. But she decided to do my Laws of Enchantress program, invest in the program. And that's where her eyes were opened, because she was taught that you have to be a certain size. Now, don't get me wrong. I know Leah is a gorgeous black woman. She is stunning. I always try to make fun and be like, let me get that number, let me get that number. Leah is drop dead gorgeous. But because she doesn't fit someone's idea of what a successful woman should look like, she had it in back of her mind that she couldn't pursue certain types of men. So when she came to my platform, I'm like, no. Did you get rejected? Did you talk to every successful man? What's going on? It's your energy. It's your expectation. It's your confidence. Do black women really think that girls who aren't what society would call overweight, do black women, I want to hear from my sisters. I see 24 people watching. Do you really think that girls who are size 2, size 4 don't get played? My sisters are way too intelligent. You can't tell me right now that you really think that when you're a certain size, dudes don't cheat on you. Please don't tell me. Please don't tell me that somebody tell you if your hair is straight enough, if your waist is small. Are you serious? Let me tell you a secret. Let me tell you a secret. Let me powder up myself because I'm about to get the Holy Ghost. I also have Enchantress coaching. I was in HR, I am in HR for over 20 years. And if you follow my page, I do a lot of nonprofit work and, talking to black women. That's where I get my passion from. There are women I'm coaching one-on-one. I do one-on-one coaching. And I'm not gay, okay? I'm straight. But there are some bad-ass black women that I coach. And when I say bad, I wish I had their body. I'm talking about waist is like this small, boobs is round, skin is smooth. They got that dream natural hair that you wish was a wig, but it's not. I'm talking about that nice type 2, type 3 that I don't got. They got 1 million followers on Instagram. They are drop dead gorgeous. And they saw my Enchantress coaching page and they called me up. And when I looked at their picture, I couldn't believe what I was looking at. I was like, damn. I was like, you need coaching for what? Can you coach me? I was also under the very naive assumption that if you look like that, you can't have any problems. I was deathly wrong. My coaching is 100% confidential, so I can't tell you names and stuff. But let me tell you this, they have more problems than you. Because when you don't start from self-love, When you when you don't take care of the inside and you make yourself more attractive and more attractive, all you're doing is attracting more F boys. All you're doing is attracting, because you basically are the smorgasbord. These men love an insecure, drop dead gorgeous woman. There's nothing, a guy would pick a insecure 10 dime piece over a Bugatti, at least for the night. Because you can say and do whatever. Because she has only made her confidence on the exterior. But what you black girls don't know, guess what? There's always a prettier and a younger and a cool. There's always something else, black women. Wake up. Wake up. No one's not telling you to level up. If you want to lose weight, when you join my program, I lost 120 pounds. I know what it is as a black woman with endometriosis and PCOS to lose weight. I'm totally committed to you looking better and feeling better, but you have to start from loving yourself first. Because you will drop that weight, you will level up on the exterior. You didn't see, I'm gonna drink this thing again, because y'all playing around. You didn't see Ciara get dragged? Pay attention. Pay attention. You didn't see Ciara get dragged? How did Ciara look? She got dragged because she was fat? She got dragged because she know how to dress? She got dragged because she wasn't classy enough? She got dragged because even though she was a Grammy Award winning, top R&B, she could dance, slim, look like a black Victoria's Secrets model. Even though she had all this about her, she lacked self-love. She lacked self-confidence. She lacked self-respect. Look how Future treated her. Look how he looked. And look at the massive contrast. All that came from the inside, not the outside. You have to have both. And the most important foundation, it took her becoming a baby mama, getting dragged by Future, getting played by him, getting humiliated by him on Instagram and the radio. It took all of that to happen before she finally opened her eyes and said, I gotta love me, I gotta respect me, I gotta heal me. And she put every drip drop of herself into her elevation, into her level up. That's the real level up. Now, if you want to lose weight to feel better, do it for you. If you want to get your boobs done, my members have access to a plastic surgery page. Like I said, I'm truly serious about your level up that you want to do. Do it for you. If you want makeup, I got Enchantress Beauty for my members. Only for my members. Do it for you. Unlike the other people that tell you to wear makeup and do your hair and grow your hair and take care of your skin and lose that weight, I actually give my members access and tips on how to do this for real, for real, for real. Because I don't stay a problem without giving you a solution, because I'm truly here to help and uplift my black sisters. It's easy for anyone to say, oh, lose weight. Oh, fix your skin. Oh, go out, go out. There's so many things in between those systems. Is anyone asking you how you're feeling? Is anyone asking you how your week going? Is anyone asking you, are you depressed? Do you have anxiety? Is anyone asking you, how the hell are you doing? Thank you, Cassandra. Is anyone checking on you with all the mess that we know as black women, that black women go through? How dare we just say things? We know how tough it is. We know how soft we are, how emotional. We know the truth of what it means to be a black woman. We are not tough. Don't make me laugh. It's only because I'm on a public YouTube channel. If you come behind my page, you know damn well that we are soft. We give in. We are people pleasers. A black woman will work herself to the bone. She will work 40 hours a week. She'll come home and cook for her man, clean for her man. She'll still, even though she's tired, she makes sure she clean, poom poom smell fresh. Yeah, I said it, poom poom smell fresh. We make sure we take care of ourselves. We do what we can. We go to the hood salon, get your nails done, get your toes done. If we can't afford the waxing, we end up with our big shaver, taking our time, making sure we get all the hair, using the mirror, making sure we are people pleasers. We are traditional. It's time for the veil to be lifted. Stop comparing yourself to women who have had advantages over you, who have been conditioned since they're small to be entitled, to be the receiver, to know her place. And she puts out this propaganda. My favorite one right now, who I'm dragging in my private membership page, is Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga gave a speech the other night, right? So she gave a speech and she was talking about being this hyper feminine, and you saw she wore that big oversized man suit to walk down the carpet and gave this independent, you don't need a man, by yourself type of persona. That was the energy. Little did my black sisters know she was rocking a brand new, get ready for it, let mercy. That's strong. Woo. She was rocking a $400 million pink ring. She'd been secretly dating the top talent scout in Hollywood worth over $50 million. So while she's telling you and brainwashing you that patriarchy is bad and men are bad, and patriarchy is so bad that she refused to wear a dress. And she walked down the red carpet in a big oversized suit to tell you women, yes, fuck men, yes. She's walking around, her hand, she has a pink diamond worth more than some of all of us combined. $400,000. And he's like 17 years her senior. Did y'all see her dating him? Did y'all see anything like that? This is the game. This is why they win. It's a tip of why they win. There's this liberal extreme mantra. Don't take care of yourselves. I think it was, who was it? Who can help me out? It was American Apparel is now showing models without shaving their underarm, because shaving is now bad and submissive to men. They're putting out these mantras. And that's piece of the reason. Black women love your, it's not that complicated. If you learn the art of self-love, if you learn the art of femininity, if you truly know what it is to command and wield that feminine energy, you will have everything. I never thought I would be in a loving, affectionate relationship like my boyfriend. I never thought I would meet a man so eager to please and love me. And it's only because I'm giving him my feminine energy. I'm finally whole enough. I'm finally confident enough. I finally respect myself enough. Because before I was too insecure to be responsive to his alpha. I was questioning him. I didn't believe him. A lot of us say we want true love, but when the guy finally appears and he seems too good to be true, it's not that he's too good to be true. We feel that we're not good enough. So deep down inside, you only get what you expect. You only receive what you believe. So a lot of us want, but we don't believe what we want. And you have to heal the feminine sacred. And you truly have to embrace and understand the power of a woman. We give birth, guys. We're nothing but walking sacred tombs of life. We're nothing but walking sacred wombs, tombs of life. Life starts and life ends. Even if you're past and you're menopausal, you still have those systems in your body. And being a woman is the most biggest blessing. You are the sacred receiver. You are the sacred multiplier. And anyone telling you you need more and more, it's okay. I'm not hating on you. If you wear a name brand, I'm not hating on you. If you love your Coach and your Louis Vuitton, I'm not hating on you if you love your Cartier. I'm not hating on you if you like your De Beers. But the fact is, I coach black women who are bad as hell. When I first started coaching them, I'll be mad real. I was insecure. I said, should I even be talking to her? But when she told me, exactly, right? Hair carry odor. I know. But when she told me that she got pregnant by an Ashy. You're getting paid $6,000, $7,000 a week just to look the way you do? And you made a God put a seed with no ring on it, and your whole life is your looks? Lord mercy. When I spoke to other women who are so beautiful that I don't understand how they got that way. Like, it's like God put every feature perfect. And they're gorgeous and they're black. And when she told me she got 2 kids, 2 different baby daddy, and now she's worried because she's with this guy. He doesn't want to get married, but he want to have a kid. I'm like, you're a model. You you got over 1 million fans on Instagram. Is that Nike you're advertising? Is that Gatorade you're advertising? Like, you actually are getting paid. So for those of you who don't know how Instagram works, once you get a certain amount of fans, and if you're attracting a certain type of algorithm, you can make thousands off of each post per week, depending on your crowd and how much you bring in. So if I'm a really attractive black woman and my body is tough, and certain brands want to endorse me, Nike will give me like $3,000 a week just to keep my ad up for a week. And that's just one. You can do Nike, Gatorade, you can do vegan food. So if you are making money off of your physical persona, there's absolutely no way I'm gonna allow some dude or some ashy ass to get me pregnant. And that's my money. That's how I eat. He has to be able to compensate and provide and put a ring on it. And I need to see papers and stacks and shit before it happens, because if you get pregnant, you can't make money while you're pregnant. You got to prepare, take mad shoots. I don't know. But the fact is, these girls have no self-love. And when I was coaching them, I asked them, do you love yourself? They couldn't answer. How much do you respect yourself? For 1 to 10? Maybe a 6. Okay, when's the last time you did something nice for yourself? What do you consider nice? I don't know. Went to the spa. Had a massage. I assume you have money. Does driving to work count? Driving to work? No. Well, I could take the subway, but I drive instead. That's what you consider self? No, sweetheart. Self-care is consistent. Self-care is like releasing stress. That's how you proactively prevent mental illness. Mental illness is nothing but jam-packed. Oh, Cassandra, thank you. Oh, your husband. Oh, I'm so excited. So you guys see, it's a magic when you give to the woman. And for guys, I want to sneak on this. Pay attention to men that have happy wives. Pay attention to men that prepare to provide. They are prosperous. They are leaders. I'll tell you a nice story. Jeff Bezos, who happens to be the richest human who's ever lived, on top of the fact he's accumulated his wealth faster than any human. He was given, listen to this, y'all, he was given a TED Talk. And this is the research I do. I do my own independent research. So I watch TED Talks. So I saw Jeff Bezos, and he's the CEO of Amazon, the Amazon we can't stop shopping at. And so he said when he married his wife, he was always successful, but he wasn't that successful. He was just, he used to work at a venture capitalist firm, a financial guy, probably making like 150, 175 a year. Not poor by any means. I'm not going to give you the persona, but he's nowhere near the richest man in the world as he is now. He came home and told his wife he's bored at work. He can't do that job no more. That I can't take it. Like, it's the same. He said, I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to sell something. And just to pause, you can tell Amazon is a man's company because it don't sell nothing in particular. It's all over the place. Like, Amazon is so unique in the fact that it's the one store that has everything. You could buy tires, you can buy pet stuff, you can buy lingerie. It's truly all over the place, just like a man would be. But back to the story. So his wife looked at him and said, I trust you. You're the leader, you're the provider. Whatever you want to do, I trust you because I know you have our family's best interest. If you marry a man that you don't feel that way about, you might want to reconsider. Because had she had a lack of self-confidence or a lack of self-love, she would have told her husband, oh, hell no, you stay in that job. Even in that moment, he said, I want to sell something. But he had the intelligence and the leadership. She trusted him. And he said in the TED Talk, had my wife told me no, I would have had to listen because she married a stable, nerdy man. And she had the right to a certain life with no risk. He said, if my wife would have told me no, I wouldn't have went ahead. Because she's the, I had to ask her because if something happens, it's all her. It's not just her, it's both of us. And when I heard that story, the fact that she trusted her husband and supported him, not with money, not with working and breaking her back and bringing stuff to the table, but she gave her feminine energy. She made him feel like the alpha, and he took that. And remember, Amazon didn't turn a profit for 10 years, and she kept supporting him emotionally. They weren't poor in poverty, but that company wasn't nowhere near it is now. And I truly believe that's the power of a woman. In my eyes, Amazon comes from a woman because she had to put her central feminine energy into her husband to make him believe, because no one believed in him. They told him he was crazy. They told him, why are you selling books online? People like to buy books in store, which is not even, if you're in New York, there's no more bookstores, no more chain bookstores. Borders, Barnes & Noble, completely gone. Amazon killed that. Only if you're like in a sleepy town, you might see one or two Barnes & Nobles. So he made something nobody believed in. Like, nobody gonna buy a book before they can touch and read it. Bullshit, it's gone. Even when that happened, Warren Buffett came on TV and said Amazon was a junk company. A junk. So you have the top wizard of Omaha, who's known to be one of the top, probably the best stock investor who's ever lived, saying your company is trash. His wife kept pushing him and said, I believe in you. This is going to work. I trust you. And 15, 20, 30 years, whoever, he's the richest man. You want to know how rich this dude is? He's richer than Bill Gates and Warren Buffett combined. His company was the first to be evaluated at $1 trillion. I believe Apple finished second. And that is the power of the woman. Now, if he had a woman that wasn't feminine, that married somebody because of secure the bag and didn't believe, you're not quitting your job, you're not quitting your job, oh no, I need, no, what is this? But the thing is that your feminine energy is a guarantee for prosperity. Your feminine energy is magical. I hear the same story. Bill Gates said the same story. Warren Buffett said the same story. Mark Zuckerberg said the same story when he dropped out of school and his girlfriend supported him and the parents wanted the girlfriend to leave him because he was a Harvard dropout. And she said, no, I got this. Imagine she would have left Mark Zuckerberg. In case you don't know who he is, he owns Facebook. So your feminine energy, when you are a holy receiver, a sacred receiver, is priceless. And before I go, I'll tell you two stories of two friends of mine who I hope don't see, but two friends of mine, I'll keep their name, hidden. And they married very prosperous men. When I say prosperous, at least they were making at least $1 million before tax. I like to say that's, in my opinion, that's fine. $1 million before tax. So one guy owned a, what do you call it? Like an entertainment company where he had bodyguards, limousines, and it was situated in New York and Florida. So basically, he would show me pictures of his bodyguards with like Justin Timberlake and Beyonce. So when these stars used to go to these clubs and and have transportation within Manhattan, that was his company. Very well. He's black man, successful. Wife, black too. So I knew the girl he married. I can't say that because she could figure it out. But I know her personally. Now, when she was dating him, she was completely different. She was reading the rules book and all those other how to do this book. But I knew in my heart that wasn't her. She wasn't motherly. She wasn't nurturing. She just did what she had to do to get that guy. Nice man too. And I used to tell her, you should take courses on home management she had no idea. She was a beautiful black woman, gorgeous. I can clearly see why he married her. She had a nice body, nice complexion. When I say complexion, I mean she had no bumps. She's brown, beautiful ebony complexion, but that nice, smooth, kind of like onyx skin. And she destroyed his business. They're divorced now. And hey, Veronica, hey, you finally see? So I'm trying to speak gently because I'm trying to edit as I go because I don't want to her identity. So I'm telling you this story for a reason, how important your feminine sacred is. She didn't understand what it meant to manage a home. She was a housewife and she didn't do anything in the house. When I say anything, I'm not talking about cleaning. I'm talking about he used to trust her and give her the money. Like when he got paid, baby, here. And I used to try to help her. Like, you got to pay the mortgage first, and the car notes first, and the kids' tuition first. That's imperative. And you got to make sure you pay the health insurance because you pay for his own insurance. She didn't know how to do anything. And then what caused the marriage to break up is when she used to buy her female friends, be careful of your friends, she was buying stuff for them. Okay? Erie, thank you. She was buying stuff for them. And I saw how mom or her sister had new cars. I think she bought cars, down payment for cars. So, and he still didn't leave her. He did love her. The breaking point for him is when he saw his business, exactly, basic adult stuff, when he saw her business shrink because she had to host parties. You know when you're trying to network, he wanted to get into California because that's where the real bands to make you dance. If he could take his entertainment company and be a bodyguard and, bouncer and limousine, if he can do that over there, then his life would change. You hear the bag? Gigi's bothering me. This cat. So basically, all she had to do was throw social parties and know how to entertain and know how to hobnob and organize his parties and keep everything organized. I used to help her, but then I started to travel for work. And I had to stop because at one point I was like, I'm not being responsible for this marriage ending. I knew I was wrong to help in the beginning because I was kind of a crutch to her, but I was telling her, hire somebody. You're making money. Your husband, tell him you need somebody. She wanted to use the money for herself and her family. Her husband was so trusting, he had no idea where the money was going. I don't even know what she was showing him because nothing was getting paid. So eventually, when a couple of opportunities fell through in California because she lacked the capacity to keep them aligned, like you see how nerdy I am? This is my calendar, and in my Laws of Enchantress group, okay? This is my calendar coming up for November. Yes, I keep a calendar like this, and I write in it, and I highlight it. That's the kind of madness I do. So I want to teach black women, no matter what course you're taking, you need planning. You need planning. If you take a course, you got to plan. So long story short, his business fell apart. He treated her like a business partner, but she had the light stuff to do. She couldn't plan parties. She couldn't entertain. She would argue with him in front of guests. Bills weren't getting paid. She would put money into things and take it back out to look like it was getting paid. It was just bad. So they broke up. And that's when I was like, she didn't understand feminine energy. She didn't understand she had to receive and as well as give back, but she couldn't do it because she thought being a woman was just wearing makeup, having a badass body, fitting into them dresses, and she did rock them dresses. She had a nice booty. She had a dream body, but they broke up. And now I feel bad because this guy's gonna walk around mad chip on his shoulder. I think he remarried anyway, but he's remarried to like a Dominican, whatever, but it doesn't matter. But the fact is, you have to understand that being a feminine sacred, putting your energy into that home and family is a real thing. And my other friend, they're separated. because she didn't understand that either as well. She didn't want to cook, she didn't want to clean. They had two kids, and she's walking around Central Park all day with the stroller. She's feeding the kids McDonald's because they're kids and don't want fancy food. And he's working all day, coming home to an empty house, an empty plate. And he's like, "Yo, what's going on? Oh, when you were dating me, I didn't want to cook." But he said, "Yeah, we're married with two kids now. You you don't want to cook anything at all." And I'm looking at these girls laughing because even Denzel Washington's wife still makes curry chicken. You know what I'm saying? So it's just as a black woman, understanding these dynamics. And I know as black women, it's hard because we don't grow in households, not all of us, where we see these feminine aspects. We don't see how it is to manage your home as a woman, how it is to create ambiance and a calming effect as a woman. We don't understand how to do that and how imperative it is to a happy marriage, to a happy relationship. We have no idea because some of us didn't grow. We saw our mothers tense. We saw our mothers overworked. We saw our mothers underappreciated. We saw her very aggressive. Some of us have bad relationships because our mothers could not enjoy being a mother because she was constantly worried about relationships. She was constantly worried about this man cheating, that man cheating. So some of us have really sketchy, really strained relationships with our mom. So we're so disconnected from what it means to be that domestic goddess, to be that feminine sacred. And that's why it's important to heal. And that's why I made the Laws of Enchantress. Because I saw even as my relationship progressed, I was lacking in self-love, self-confidence. And I was also lacking in how to continue bringing warmth, love, and joy in my relationship. Even as I was receiving it, I didn't know how to take it and truly multiply that because I was disconnected. I didn't have the belief in self. So that's why it's really important. And that's why I'm so proud of the Laws of Enchantress program. And I wanted to come on and answer all the questions. I haven't been on this YouTube channel for a while. Not This is my first live, and I think it's really imperative for us to understand that you can be beautiful, you can be slim, you can be thick, you can be curvy, you can be luscious, extra thick, but the most important thing about you is your inner self. And a lot of people don't want to talk about that because it's not simple, it's not easy, it's not sexy, it's not drama, it's not sensational. It's not me traveling all over the world showing you Paris, France, Mulan, and telling you, this can be you. Like, it's not that. It's truly about what you can manifest according to your expectations and belief. And I'm very, very big on the law of attraction. And the law of attraction is real for black women. The law of attraction is legitimate for black women. In fact, if every black woman practiced that, the whole world would change. Not just our lives, but the universe would change because we'll finally be free to embrace the positivity in our lives. And not just our lives, it affects, like I said, everything has a cause and effect. Right now, you have a lot of black women dying in childbirth. A lot of black women disproportionately affected with disease, disproportionately affected in all these negative demographics. It's an accumulation. It's finally a cause and effect magnitude. And you can't treat the effects without treating the causes. You can treat the effects, but you'll never stop. You'll be there forever. But if you treat the cause, you eliminate the effect and you can truly progress beyond. So before I go, any questions about the Laws of Enchantress program? If anyone asks me a question, because I don't come back in this mailbox often, and I have like 400 and, looking at my thing, 415 questions that I possibly can't answer. So if that was one of you, let me know. But again, my Laws of Enchantress program, it is $199. It's a lifetime investment. And the core of it is self-love, self-empowerment. And we have a heavy emphasis on chakra healing, a heavy emphasis on manifestation, meditation, a heavy emphasis on, continuous self-care, getting those habits and changing your life. And most of all, law of attraction, law of positivity, and truly raising your vibration, how to change your environment, to truly see what you want in the world. This is real. And, it's all focused on black women and only for black women. And I'm not doing that to be biased, but I truly know in my heart that we have special challenges and also beautiful and special attributes that we don't utilize because we don't know them. Some of us listening to this video right now have no idea the power of the healed, whole, and confident black woman. You have no idea how powerful your black feminine sacred is. And even I, as someone who did the Laws of Enchantress course, even me, it took time for me to absorb this and really say, wow, this is amazing. And it can be the platform. So you can use the Laws of Enchantress program with anything else in life. You can use it with any platform because we're all about you first. Self-care and self-love and being kind to self. And that can only welcome good things in your life. So I'm proud of my program. I'm proud to see Black women loving themselves. I love when my members send me pictures of them going to the spa for their first time, getting a facial for the first time, or I see them consistently taking care of themselves, investing in themselves to go, what is ambiance in the home? So ambiance is in the home. Ambiance is like when you go to a hotel, when you step in, it's a special feeling. For example, most five-star restaurants, if you've ever gone or if you haven't, no big deal. But most thank you, Cassandra. Thank you so much. Most Michelin restaurants, right, are super expensive. I've been to several. And the most amazing thing is not the microscopic food, because I keep it real. You go to a Michelin restaurant, you get tiny amounts. Only one I've been to that actually gives you a lot of food. It's very rare. What you're paying for is the ambiance. What you're paying for is the experience. You're paying for the atmosphere. You're paying for the service. So that's what it is. You want to make sure your house is relaxing. I don't want to give away the course because we talk about ambiance. It's part of my other program, The Domestic Goddess. So we talk about scents, aromatherapy, having this certain sense. I didn't know until I started taking the courses for myself, which I share for free, which is fun. So that's why the Laws of Enchantress is amazing. It pays back for itself instantly. You also have access to over 100 PDF books in my files on my pages, and it's continuously updating. I'm trying to figure out how to jailbreak my Kindle, and I just empty out all my PDF books, so you have access to books across various subjects dealing with this. But ambiance means creating that feeling, and people don't understand the impact of stress. If your husband or even you come home and your house is destroyed, or your house is messy, or your house smells funny, you have no idea. That's like stress. A lot of times husbands don't like to come home. Like you go to the bars in Penn Station, that's in New York, and you'll see nothing but a streamline of men. You would think women don't work. All you will see is an acre of men chilling. And some men don't want to go home. I'm single and I go and I have a drink before I get on my train. And you see a whole bunch of men. Why? There's no ambiance in that home. There's no ambiance. There's nothing there. These guys don't want to go home. I remember my mom, when I was little, I used to wait for my dad because my mom was a stay-at-home mom. I used to sit on her lap. And I remember running to my father every day around like 6 or 7, he would come home. And I realized he wanted to come home. My mother had a little setup. She had a little bar, little drinks. He got his Heineken. He had his dinner. The house was immaculate. The house always smelled good. And not just my mom, all the kids from the neighborhood used to be, can we come over, Miss Walker? And I didn't understand why. But even now as an adult, I have a tough time articulating the feeling of walking into my mom's house. Even at this age, it's going into her house and smelling the food and smelling the cookies or smelling the curry chicken or the curry goat. And it's also not just the food, it's a feeling you get. You feel calm. And it could be addictive. So I remember there were so many kids' houses on the block, and everybody always wanted to be in my house. And I realized my mom was the only mom home. But I said to myself, why would kids want to come home with a mom in the house? If I was young and bad, I wouldn't want a mom, but my mom was there. Una want patty? Anybody? She used to make beef patties from scratch and take the fork to make the frills at the end. She used to make hard dough bread from scratch. Chicken foot soup. I know it sounds gross, but it is so good. It is so good. Like she used to come out with the bun and cheese. And these were American kids, and they'd be like, she used to come out with the bulla and the toto and the drops. If you guys don't know what drops is, y'all missing out. I can't explain to you what drops are. It's just this nutty, buttery goodness. And she took pride in that. And they're married still, 42 years, and they're still lovebirds. It's disgusting. They still hold hands, and they still kiss. Ugh, disgusting. That's the bad part of it. Like, they're still affectionate. Sorry. But, but he respected her feminine sacred. He probably didn't know what it was, but he said the woman is, you need her there. And he never belittled her. Never, I don't remember him saying, oh, all you did was cook and clean. Like, he knew that was her place, and he supported that and respected that. And it's just sad to me that black women don't understand that is work. That is energy. That is power. That is legacy. If you notice all these black geniuses, all these kids graduating school, you've been seeing a flurry of it. 15-year-old getting 2 degrees. Yes, I know. I'm here. I know. Hygiene. I know I'm bad. I haven't been on here for so long, but I promise I'm going to start doing lives because I saw so many people asking about the program. I came on here and checked the comments. I was like, ooh, ooh. So I don't want to neglect people that are here asking, especially my sisters. So I promise I'm going to be doing lives daily talking about various subjects. And today we're talking about, are black women too harsh or too difficult? So you missed it. We've been on for almost 2 hours. Almost 2 hours. 2 hours, yeah. But I think it was an important talk because investing in yourself is the only way to get things out of yourself. And not just my program, not just Level Up Charm School, which is by Leah, which is amazing. If you don't invest in yourself, you're not going to get anything back. When I started this program, you know why I started it? You're welcome. You know why I started this program? Because I had the privilege to go to these spots. I had the privilege to go to these retreats. I had the economic status to do so. I had the privilege to travel and take my passport and go around the world. I had the privilege to get a massage, get a facial, things I took for granted that I realized a lot of my sisters don't do. But I noticed Becky, who we say is winning, Becky, who we're like, oh, she's getting married, she's doing this, but Becky, even though she has the the advantage of the, don't want to say it because I want to get a video banned, she has this advantage, she's still doing work. She goes to therapy because I've been there with her. She goes to feminine workshops because I've been there with her. She goes to feminine retreats because I've been there with her. She goes to get massages. She takes proactive measures to take care of her mental health. She gets relaxed. She gets de-stressed because I've been there with her. So it's not fair for black women who are not raised in that nurturing self-investment. They take every single course. I'm in Manhattan. They take every course, even courses that don't make no sense. And they're getting involved in things that are typically ethnic. Like, I'm seeing more and more non-minority doulas. I'm seeing more and more non-minority spiritual classes. I don't laugh at me, but you know how we have the Afrocentric cultural religion? We have Ocean and stuff like that. I seen a white woman wrapped with the gold chains in her face in Hudson getting baptized into the African faith. They are doing everything, son. Manhattan is very, they are doing everything. I told this to my group, and I didn't want to take a picture to be disrespectful because it's a religious ceremony that was outside. But they're doing everything, and you can't get mad. They're doing the yoga. They took over yoga to the point where y'all forgot yoga doesn't come from Europe. Yoga is Indian or Sri Lankan or, it's Hindi. It's not a European thing, but you never see an Indian person teaching them. They took it over. They're doing everything. They're investing. They invest in their looks. They invest in their bodies. They are doing everything. And then my sisters who are doing everything for everyone else, being deprived, having to fend for herself, having to provide for herself and her family. She's not protected, not respected. How dare you hurt yourself that way? And do you know how amazing you are? You are sustaining and surpassing and doing well without these measures. What's going to happen when black women start getting into the culture of self-care? Bomba Claude. What's going to happen? If 1,000 women take my Laws of Enchantress program and realize that self-love, self-care, not just investing $199 or $125 with Leah, what's gonna happen if y'all get serious and y'all start going on that computer and y'all start looking for real investments and start talking about how to get financially free, how to afford all these things? I know money is a big issue. And no one talks to you guys about money except for me. Has this but I spoke to a lot of women who are doing real estate now, who are doing independent sales now, who are doing medical sales, because that's the reality. You need to level up, but you got to stand up to level up. You got to show up to glow up. No one's talking to you about the big gap. No black woman wants to be in a bad position. No black woman doesn't want the ability to do what she got to do to take care of herself, but it takes funds, funds which are tired and stressed out because no one's providing. So what you got to do to get yourself networking connected, you got to find a way to invest in you. You can't give up. If you need something to better yourself, you can't just fall back. You got to be mad aggressive and smelling and really willing to do the work so you can get there. You know, the final story I'll tell you is Cinderella. She's what I call, she had to stand up before she level up. She had to show up before she glow up. Remember? They took off her dress and they ripped that shit off, Cinderella, Disney. And she's, you know, she couldn't go to the ball because she was busted. So part one, Cinderella had enough common sense to know, don't show up if you busted. So if you're not taking care of yourself as a woman, don't expect no one to want to take care of you. You are the invitation. You are the walking, talking invitation. So if you're not smiling, if you're not happy, if you're not showing a feminine that's taking care of herself, why would anybody be invited to do so? You are the walking, talking billboard. So you have to be inviting and welcoming so people want to open you up. And I don't mean sexually, I just mean open you up in a good way. Like, hi, meet you, court you, date you, kiss you, love you, marry you, whatever. You want to attract goodness, so you have to give off good energy. So what does Cinderella do? Bibbidi bobbidi boop, the mice turned into horses and the pumpkin turned into a carriage and the carriage took her to the ball and her dress that was all messed up. It turned into like a blue thing and she got to the ball and that was it. Too many black women are being kept away from going to the ball. Too many black women see the castle, see the prince and can't get there because they literally don't have the funds. And to me, that's operating off of a sense of self-lack. Oh, Michaela, eye contact is crazy. Practice that eye contact. Invest in some good eyeliner. Eye contact is amazing. But that's what I'm trying to tell my sisters is that it's important to get this information from people that look like you, sound like you, and not because I'm a separatist. My boyfriend's white. I will have biracial children. I'm going to get married to him. I love him. And it's not about the fact that he's white. It doesn't matter. It's the love that he gives to me, the energy, my feminine sacred he responds to, which he's proud of. But the fact is, too many of us don't discuss how we're going to get there. Every sister wants to be the best she can be. And that's why in my program, I also include my special coaching page, Hashes But Life. And I give constant feedback, constant feedback on how to make money, how to do stuff, do your own research, get your sales, this and that. There's always ways. Don't give up. There's always ways. I don't care where you are. I don't care what your education is. I don't care if you got a great education, you a nurse, a doctor. There's always ways to make extra money. You are the limit. Don't have none, son. If you want to get your boobs done, you want to get plastic surgery. I was dealing with a girl that lost over 200 pounds, and she's a wonderful woman. She's a mother of 3, and she's single. And she was looking to get a job because she got herself in some trouble. And she was able to get into a sales job, selling solar panels and selling this and that. She's not only that she was able to pay for her surgery, but she was able to get whatever she need to get and get her life on. Once you say yes, once you love yourself enough to give yourself the opportunity, it's going to work. But we live in a world where a lot of people like you because you're not competition. A lot of people will be your friend because you're the underdog. A lot of people have no problem saying, oh, I love Connie or this and that. But the minute you're able to look at them eye to eye, The minute that they think for a second you could be competition, everything changes. So be very careful of what you keep around you. Make sure your friends, your family, your associates all believe in you. If they don't, drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Make sure the people in your life are inspiring and they empower you, because this program, what I love is my married people who are married. And at first, when I was getting married people in the program, I didn't understand. Because I was like, oh, why are they here? Because they told me, Connie, we need a positive place. We need a place where we can talk about how good our husbands are. We need a place where we can talk about, how loved and happy we are. Because that positive energy is what keeps them going. We need a place where we feel safe and we don't have to worry about negativity and negative posting and, all these crazy videos you see of black women getting disrespected. There was a girl who told me she didn't even have a Facebook until she found my channel because it was just too much negativity. Black women humiliating black women, black men, this and that, just the whole craziness. And she said, Connie, I can't. I know the power of visualization. I know the power that looking at negativity things have. I'm too intelligent for that. She says, Connie, I know. But when she came to my program, she was like, yeah. So I have everyone on there, married, single, people who are getting married, women who are not even looking for a relationship but they want to heal, women that are in relationships but they want to be prosperous, women that are in good relationships but, oh, that's great, Cassandra. And if I'm being in Hashes But Life, there's many ways you can publish your book for free. This is a great era to be a writer. If you're a writer, it's a great era because you can publish anything on Amazon for free, anything on like over 52 publishing websites, and you can make good money, like publishing your stuff for free. That's like one of the things you learn in Hashes But Life is, how to have these side jobs and side hustles, like publishing your book or selling real estate or investing, whatever it is you want to do, house flipping. But we give you the information, you can pursue it on your own because there's so many things you can do. So that's about it. Thank everybody for watching. Thank you, thank you. Laws of Enchantress, the new course will be dropping November 1st, and it is 2019, the year of the Black woman, healing, manifesting, and your ultimate success. So hopefully I see you guys there. If you want to message me, I'm Connie Lauren Walker on Facebook, or you can go to Laws of Enchantress. I'll put the information here once it loads up. Hopefully it'll load up fast. So thank you guys for being here, and I hope to see all my beautiful women November 1st and planning for our 2019. Take care, guys.